suckers. It's episode 7.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're on. We're recording right now. We've had to redo this thing again because we're great at what we do. Oh man, we had some of the gems that we dropped in that first 5 minutes. We'll never reclaim that. We're gonna move forward.
We'll never get it.
Philip, hit us with the Fortnite. Go.
So Fortnite, you know what we were talking about the other day, where you get all those things, you get that code, you get that Batman suit.
You
can get the Batman suit right now if you want to buy it.
Okay.
I don't remember how many V-Bucks it is. I think I got enough to get it, but I don't know.
But you buy the comics, you get the codes, and you get it.
Yeah, but by the time you buy all those comics,
that ghost just went through me.
But by the time you buy all those comics, it's way cheaper just to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what comics are $3.99?
Something like that. But
there 6 issues.
That's if you're lucky and you don't buy from a scalper.
But issue 1 is worth $25, $26 right now.
I think the other ones too are slowly.
So it might be worth getting the comics.
And there was somebody in one of those groups trying to get like $10, $15 for a comic. One of those comics that didn't even have a code in it.
But to me, I was looking at some comics on the internet this past week. To me, if a comic, you know how most of these new Marvel books and stuff come with a digital code in there, like you get to me. Maybe I don't know it because I'll never use those codes because I don't care that much. I've got those Marvel and DC apps, so I got them digitally anyways, most likely. But if I know that code has been used, that book is worthless to me. If it's not pristine, the way it came off the prints with an active code in the back that I'll never use,
I wonder
that
if
book ain't worth
later
$25 to me.
We get so many in. I always want to download them on there just to see, but I'm like,
Yeah,
I wonder if later on
nothing.
if they'll consider that incomplete if the code's been used.
So do they?
But you won't know unless you try to use the code.
Well, that's what I'm curious. Is it a visible code? The one that I have, or what was it? Some book that I have has a little sticker that you have to peel off to get the code. Now you'd clearly see that had been done.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I would definitely say that.
Are the other ones? Are they just a code printed in the book? Surely not, because you just go in the comic book store and read the code and download the comic and walk out without buying the book.
Because I don't ever even pay attention to them.
I don't either. But but what I was saying, the auction that I looked at, whatever the book that was, said that. And I think it was probably a big seller, and he probably says that about all of them. Like you would say about a DVD, like, look, we don't guarantee that the digital copy is included. It might be, it might not be. And I figure that's what he was doing, was just covering himself on these books to say that the digital codes weren't. But by the fact that he said that, I was like, well, I don't want your books. Like, I bought them from somebody else.
It's like that when we have video games.
Yeah.
You can't test the code.
No. How would you? Yeah, if you test it, it's shot.
You use it. So you have no idea if a code's good.
Yeah,
code's
secondhand,
bad.
you can't guarantee that. Yeah.
That's why all game stores have that on
DVD
the
comes
thing.
in with the thing. I take the codes. So,
yeah, just to alleviate any confusion. Either I get it or nobody gets it.
My Voodoo's been beefed up.
Yeah, I bet it has.
Nobody uses them on DVD.
I still got a whole big old stack like this. I got to try to enter.
Yeah.
Or they'll use them and leave it in there, and then I try to enter, and it's like...
Video games is different. I feel like most people... You're buying that edition to get that...
Right, most of the time.
Yeah, all that crap you get with it, but...
So is there any actual... Other than talking about the comic books and the skin packs and all that stuff, is there anything going on in Fortnite?
Well, they added an infantry rifle, because they got rid of sniper rifles in this new thing, because it's all prime. Oh, don't snooze me.
Oh, my gosh.
But the infantry rifle's pretty nice. But I haven't got to play that much.
So... Last time.
No,
I think I'll say so. Okay, so we'll get the overall focus of this episode is going to be a paranormal experience.
It's all about the ghosts, baby.
We all got together last Saturday night.
Yeah.
Had a paranormal experience.
You want to talk about the pho?
Yeah. Okay. We will. We'll roll into that. But I want to say
the pho.
Vietnamese pho.
The bowl.
Oh,
the noodler bowls.
The disappointment of David. That's what we're going to call that.
Yeah, we'll roll into that here in a minute. Where was I going with this?
I
was going to preface to say that Philip may say anything. He's been possessed for the past week.
I have been.
He's been penetrated, exposed. The guy, I think the word the guy used was opened, and he guaranteed he closed you. I'm not going to guarantee that. I don't know. I don't know that this guy was certified to do what he was doing. We'll get into that. We've been touched by the other world.
Yes.
I think.
I have. Y'all haven't. Y'all didn't participate.
That's
I know, right?
Supernatural shirt.
That's right. So
neither one of y'all would participate y'all's bodies in the name of this podcast.
I know.
Only I did.
You did something. What
She didn't do nothing.
No, I hailed.
You hailed, but you also did.
She put the headphones on. But that's
we'll get into that. We probably need to go through it. Yeah.
I let ghosts inside of me.
Okay, you did. You took one for.
Yeah, things got a little weird.
You may have took 10 for the team. We don't know at this point.
Well, there was only one ghost.
Maybe one at a time, but they may have trained you.
No, there was only one. I could feel his spirit.
While you were open,
his name was Henry.
Henry. We did hear Henry on the. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, but that was the ghost.
Is there anything else to cover on Fortnite, or is that it? I know you hadn't put a ton of time in it.
I haven't got to play very much.
Okay, so what?
I don't like this battle pass. That's probably why I haven't been playing as much.
I remember why I brought our paranormal adventure up here. So on the way up there, I was telling you about that baseball game, Super Mega Baseball. I think I mentioned it to you. I was
Yeah.
saying we were talking about how there ain't really that many great sport games on the Switch.
Oh yeah, because it's talking about MLB
I looked it
show.
up, and right. I looked it up, and so this isn't. It's a baseball game, but they're like cartoony characters. But you can play it as like an old Super Nintendo game where it's real simple. But then they also have a pretty deep simulation mode, from what I understand. You make your team, make your logo, make your uniforms. It's like completely customizable. People really like it because it's more or less the only good option opposed to if the show or whatever, you know. And
But it's a real baseball game.
as far as real what?
Like you said something about being cartoony.
It's cartoony. Like the characters are caricatures.
But,
Like they don't look like real humans. I mean, they get up there and they're like giant heads and big arms or short little stubby legs. Yeah, right.
But
the
the
physics
gameplay's
of the
of
game.
baseball.
Yeah, I think it.
Like
I've seen some to where like
pitching
when
and
they hit the
fielding.
ball, like time will slow down to give the infield time to react. They're like, oh crap, this is what's happening. Get your ducks in a row. So it's kind of along those lines. I think it's more of a, but people like it, whatever it is. So I got that. So 3 was out on Switch, so I did buy that. Hadn't played it yet. Never do.
Never will.
Never will probably. But then I got an email on Price Tracker about I told you a long time ago about a game on Switch called Hades.
Yeah.
Remember that?
No, I've heard a lot of people like that game.
Super cool game. Really, and like it was a lot of people's like game of the year last year or whatever. And I get this price tracker that'll notify me if like when prices change on Amazon. Like if I can set a limit. Like if it gets down to $20, give me a buzz, and then I get on there and buy it. Well, I didn't have a limit on this, but it said that the price went down to $30. I was like, oh, that's good enough. I'll buy that. I've already got it digitally, but I'm the kind I want something sitting on the shelf. So, and that game's big, so if I never open that game, it's a good chance that game will probably worth something, you know, one day, because it was a small publisher, whatever. So in the process of doing that, I was like, well, I'll put this on my old Amazon Prime store card, you know. I was like, but you know, if I spend $200, I get 0% financing.
Oh my God.
So we ended up with.
They tries to hit me with that all the time.
I'm a sucker for it. So I got Hades. I bought that new Super Mario World Bowser's Fury thing.
I hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's so I think it's a re-release of a Wii U game. But they also
90% of the Switch.
well they
Nintendo
added another
titles.
game to it. It's like that game plus Bowser's Fury on one card. I got that. I got what else did I get? I got 2 other games. One's called one looks like I don't remember what it's called now, but it looks like a role-playing game, sort of like it looks like the Blade Runner universe, kind of like future Cloud Punk, something like that. Cloud something or other.
Cloudplunk 64.
That's what it was. And and there was another one that was a Mario game. What has come out?
The All-Stars.
Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe version, something.
Maybe.
It's a re-release of a Super Mario U, or a Nintendo Wii U game.
That's most of them. That's what they are.
Something like that. Super Mario Brothers U.
Most of the
Deluxe,
Nintendo
something
titles like that are a classic Nintendo game.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've came out with a single original
Mario Odyssey. I mean, and then that Legend of
That
Zelda.
was on Wii U, wasn't it?
There's
No.
So that one
That
was
was-
Super
that was
Mario
for Switch.
3D
You
World
sure?
and
Absolutely.
Bowser's Fury.
I don't think there was a Mario game because there were some Luigi games on Wii U.
I think that was a Wii U game.
I don't bet, but I will guarantee you, it.
I know
Mario
that the
Odyssey
Mario
was
Kart was.
Yes, it was, but Mario Odyssey was Switch only. That's it.
Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
That was it. Yeah, that's the other one. So I got those 4 games. They should be here tomorrow probably. But I'm a sucker.
And
you're not gonna open them?
Well, it's not. No, I probably won't open the Hades because I've got it digitally.
Yeah.
The others, if
Wii
I
U
don't
game.
no, it's not.
If you open
I don't.
them,
You're a liar.
if you open them, I'd like to test the deluxe to see how it is.
I may open
before
it.
I buy
Well,
it.
so see, the thing about it is, it will not be that I'm not opening them for value. It'll be
Uh-huh.
that I buy video games, put them on the shelf, and never play them, just because I just don't take the time to play
Yeah.
video games. But I like having them.
You
I
should
got a
let
big
me.
collection.
You should let me
I'm
borrow
an
it for a
idiot.
day
I'm
to
a-
try it out,
Yeah,
see if I like it before
I will.
spend $40
I
on
will.
it.
I'll
You
absolutely let
know,
you borrow it.
like it's obviously action figures. Leave them in the package. You don't open them. That's what
Hey,
they're intended for.
think
Video
about
They
game.
got Super
What's
Mario
the game
Party
I sold that
too.
Joker? Haunting something?
Oh, the Haunting Grounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
What if I
yeah.
had not opened that one and it was sitting on? So I've got a ton of games right now, and they may
Oh,
not
they've
be
been
worth
worth a
anything
lot
right
of
now.
money.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Even
That's
one,
probably like $800, $900.
that's what I'm saying. One of these days, if I don't ever get around to playing them or whatever, move on to a PlayStation 5 or
Yeah,
whatever's
that's
out there,
true.
you know. Other than me going over and taking the wrapper off of it.
games will.
Some of them will be.
I don't
understand.
Some of them will.
Why
I'm
is
sure
that
people
Mario
when
Bros. Deluxe
GameCube came out,
$54.99
they
at
were like,
Target,
these games
but $39.99
want to
at
be worth
Best
any
Buy.
money.
Say that again. I'm sorry. We were
So
talking.
why is that Mario Bros. Deluxe $39.99 at Best Buy, but it's $54.99 at Target?
I don't know. I think I paid $50-something for it on Amazon.
Ooh, you got ripped.
get
Should
from
have
Best
went
Buy
to
for
the Best
40.
Buy.
You could, but I didn't get 0% finance for 6 months.
Yeah, but you can pick it up
I
tomorrow.
know, but I'm an idiot. I told you, Renee, I'm an idiot. Hey, guess what? You walk into Walmart, you can get that Hades game for $30.
Well,
that wasn't a
actually,
deal either.
It was $54.99. You can save $20 right
Great.
now.
Perfect.
David's like, hey,
Oh, it was.
laugh at
It's that much on Amazon now.
No, it's,
No,
I
on
think it's
Best
54.
Buy.
I think it's like
It was
54 on there.
$59.95,
Yeah.
but you can get $20 off. You get it for $39.99.
Well, you know, Best
Whatever.
Buy it might be they're just trying to clear out their stock,
Could be.
and
and it's
not
the same for physical as digital, and that makes no sense.
That's so
Well, I'll tell you what
stupid.
makes
I
no
hate
sense
that.
is so like
Then you get free shipping.
on
you
the
can get it
Switch
Sunday.
shop, $69.99
Yeah.
for a digital,
Oh, that's so stupid.
and then a physical's like what $59.99.
Now
It's
that
like
is
Yeah.
crazy.
it's like, and I tell you another thing that's stupid. So you know you get coins when you buy.
Right,
Either
right.
either way,
You
you get
reward- you
one
reward
coin for physical, and then digital you get a percentage of the cost of the game.
That
yeah,
is
because they want you to
ridiculous.
buy digital.
Oh, I know they want
So
you
they
to.
ain't got to physically print
And I've gotten
any
to the-
copies and save
That's
them money.
stupid.
I have gotten to the point to where I like having physical or digital copies of the game. It's super easy to not have to change the card out and just go to a menu and open it
Yeah.
up. So I've gotten to the point where I don't mind buying digital games if there's not a physical copy available.
I feel
But
like
I'm
if there was a
s-
way to create a digital
Yes.
marketplace
Yeah,
for gaming, and like
Yeah.
Sony and Microsoft and
Yeah.
all them would let you,
yeah.
and you could, you know, like, oh, I got this game. Thought I was gonna like it. It sucks, but I bought it digitally. I'm stuck with it.
Yeah. Like
Oh, I can send it
even
to
if,
my.
even if it's not full price, like
Or
look, man,
even-
if you don't like it, if we can clearly define that we have erased that from your system, I'm gonna give you 50% towards
Or
something
even
else.
just
Yeah.
let you rent it to
Yeah,
a
that
friend.
would be nice.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna rent my digital game
Or you
to
can
you.
sell
Yeah.
a code.
Yeah.
Sell the
Right.
code
Like
over
a trans-
to
like
somebody.
a transfer
yeah,
code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so once you
Anything.
transfer it one time, that's
But
it.
if you think about it, to them, it's like, nah,
Oh, I know,
because
yeah,
the
it's-
other option is your friend buys it full price, and that game that's yours. We don't care what you do with it. Why would
Yeah.
I try to help you? Because eventually, you know that ain't the game,
Exactly.
and he's gonna buy his own copy, and we win twice, brother.
Oh, I'm sure that's their. They probably don't like secondhand game selling,
Oh, they hate it.
but it's a part of video gaming.
It not by their choice though. I mean, it is, but that's
Well, it
because
is,
somebody
but-
that's because somebody else developed that market.
But it's so stupid. Not if you got what you wanted for it,
You kind of
and I want to sell.
But they
sell
tried.
it,
They
it's
tried
mine
so many
now.
things. They tried like when they would put like day one codes in there, like or like the multiplayer pass. Like this game comes with a code to activate the multiplayer. You sell it back to GameStop. If somebody else buys that game, they've got to pay $20 or $30 to activate the multiplayer.
That's right.
You know that kind of stuff.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in business to sell games, it makes more sense than the consumer. Like it's
They're getting greedy,
they've always.
and
been
I'm all
greedy.
for making money.
Yeah. And if we were in the business of making games, I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna let you transfer it. Buy another one, sucker. I mean,
I would
you
create
sir.
should have bought the
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
physical.
Absolutely. Buy the physical and the digital.
That's
buddy.
actually-
Exactly.
If there was a way to go to Microsoft and Sony
Mhm.
and broker a deal
Mhm.
that you're going to create this platform,
Mhm.
digital platform to trade back and forth on, and even you could be like, hey, look, you will get a percentage of the digital sale. You know, like we're gonna like so our platform to sell on our platform, it's gonna be like kind of like eBay kind of like
Mhm.
thing. We'll get 5% or 10%. We'll kick back 3% to if
Okay,
it's a
but-
Microsoft game or if it's an Xbox game.
But if you're just comparing apples to apples, how many sales like that do they have to make to equal
They're
one?
still gonna make their money because
But wait a
if somebody
minute.
likes the
I
game,
understand that.
they
But
might still go buy.
How
the
many of
physical
those
copy.
sales do they have to make to equal one legit sale? Like I bought the brand new game. You know what I'm saying? Like that. They know the numbers. They know their business. That'll never happen.
Yeah, it could.
Because I mean, you sell one game, make 60, or I take 30 games to make that same 60 by selling a second-hand copy. You know, I just don't know. It's a good idea, and it would be great for the consumers, but I just don't. They don't care.
No.
You know,
they
they're
don't care about us.
yeah.
Like
Well, they
the
should.
Michael
They
Jackson
should.
song.
Yeah.
They don't really care about us.
Yeah. Sing it. Go ahead.
No,
You mean
that
I'm
was
a-
it.
Oh, well, I thought we were
Hand me
gonna
the
get
other
it.
microphone.
Okay, here we go. All right. So,
Ghost time.
what was the date last Saturday? Let's make this sound real good. Real good.
November 17th.
That's my birthday.
I don't know. It's the first date popped in my head for some reason.
What was it?
Because we see it all the time for some reason.
What day was it?
That was
The
May
second-
8th.
May 8th.
The day before
Okay.
Mother's Day.
All right.
It's gonna be May.
Okay, don't do that. Okay, here we go.
You don't like that?
No.
You loved it.
Noodle hair.
May the 8th.
At
We
Lowery
embarked-
House.
So
Yeah.
these two this guy, my wife, loaded up in the car, headed to Hville,
Well-
big Hunts Vegas.
You gotta talk.
We're just to the point of loading up in the car.
Oh, we're
what
in
else
the car.
is there? What else is there before that?
We're in the car.
Okay.
We're loaded.
We're loaded.
We're buckled up for
We're
safety.
in the car. We're heading to Huntsville.
We're headed to Huntsville.
We've got a plan.
We go eat.
We're going to. The plan is eventually we're going on a paranormal adventure. We're going to touch the dark side.
Yep.
Well, who? You don't know if it's the dark side.
Okay. We were going to touch the other side. We'll say the
there
other
you go.
side.
Yeah.
You can't call all ghosts
No, that's right. Yeah,
dark
okay.
side.
Okay.
Come on
Okay.
now.
So.
Could be dark where they are.
Well, we start out with a
Period.
sun still up, so we got to kill some time.
Yeah.
Like ghosts don't come out till the sun go down.
Well, it's much better anyway.
Well,
right?
you can see them because they're clear or whatever.
That's
you
what
know.
I've never understood. Like all these ghost hunters go at night. Like if there's a ghost, do they know the difference between night and day? And
I
do
don't
they
know.
even care?
I think it's more like you're more
Or
open
is
to
it just
accept it
that
at
things
night.
are creepier
It's
at
creepier
night?
at night.
And so
That's-
a little noise is more unexplainable.
That's the only reason
Yeah.
I was going is because I like the creepy kind of thing. I know that nothing's gonna happen. I mean, other
I mean, that's
people
kind of
might
like
say-
today when you were in, something fell.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out what
Did
it
you
was.
ever figure out what it was?
No. And then
It was a loud noise.
yeah, and then when it was just
In the
me and
store?
Seth
In the
in
store.
there, it's just me and Seth, and the guy was going through the comics. Something fell over there near like the complete other side, and Seth went over there looking, didn't see nothing else either.
So I wondered, there was one guy in the store, it was me, Renee, and one other guy, and he was walking around.
He
and
was up by the
he
video
ended up in
game
where the
thing.
bathroom is in your little side room looking at the games
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And we heard a noise, and to me it sounded like it was at
yeah,
the front door.
back, yeah.
Maybe just the acoustics. Maybe he dumped something out in that room, and it just sounded like it was
No,
way
he
up
was
there.
going through the Star Trek
Oh, I don't know what
right
it
there on
was.
that
then.
bookshelf.
It was a loud enough noise. It was like something fell,
And
something
knocked
else
something
fell.
else.
Yeah.
What
it was,
if it was actually in the neighbors? Because the
No,
walls are kind of
well,
thin.
The neighbors aren't
This
there.
sounded like-
No, but there's no.
No, man, it sounded like plastic.
it sounded like
hitting.
a box of toys.
Yeah, like
it sounded
box
like a
hitting
box
box and-
toy
And
falling.
you sure you didn't
I
find
wa-
anything?
I can't find nothing.
I walked all the way around over there and could
And
never
the same
find, never
thing
found anything.
when Seth
now,
was in.
if something fell, like up here and stopped like on a peg below or something, maybe it
Does
was
it sound
I
like
don't-
it came
I don't
from those
know.
Marvel Legends? Because they're
Well-
notorious for that.
No, not this side. It sounded like the back side where the 90s X-Men.
Yeah, somewhere around in there.
I'll
area.
investigate that.
Yeah,
It
check
sounded
it
like
out. I
again.
just couldn't say.
The only thing we found was a Bigfoot in the floor right there by the front counter.
Maybe something near the window fell behind one of those comic tables or something. Who knows? But I didn't find it. We walked. Spooky. It was a ghost. I mean,
Was
we
it
we
spooky?
already know.
Were
it was
you a
go-
little-
yeah.
were you a
Well,
little-
I got out there pretty quick after that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I was
You
like,
left
I was like, good luck, Renee.
Yep. See you later.
Freaked you out.
Freaked me out. I was gonna go home, take a nap, couldn't sleep.
Well, that place, you hear noises on the outside of the buildings a lot.
Yeah.
On our outside where
Yeah.
there's nothing
But,
there, but
metal
you can hear
buildings are
stuff like hitting
notorious
Oh
stuff
for
and
that.
gosh,
talking.
when the heat changes, they pop
Yeah.
and flex and yeah.
Well,
yeah,
you used to when we were up here till like midnight on Saturdays. You could hear voices, like
Did
like
you-
people talking outside the building.
when I
And
got
we
here-
would go out there and look and be like,
When I got here
Okay.
tonight, I was hearing all kind of noises or whatever, and I guess they're playing ball or they're playing
"Oh
softball.
yeah, football."
And it was the
the
loudspeaker
PA.
announcer. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" I didn't know what was
It's not
going on.
football, is it?
It sounded
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think they're playing their spring
Football's
scream.
over.
No, it's spring scrimmage
Or
or
softball,
whatever.
baseball.
I thought it was football. I thought
bet it's baseball.
It sounded like he was announcing football.
I think it's softball, baseball because they've done started at Wilson Morgan.
Well, West Morgan,
Yeah.
it's got that baseball field over there.
Well, don't
I
they
know.
play a
Yeah,
spring
baseball,
game
softball.
for football?
They
used
normally
to.
do that like summertime.
Nah, the spring games we used to have was a jamboree before school got out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's no football right now because
Yeah.
I think you're
softball's the
probably
last.
right. I don't know. I
Softball
didn't
and
play
baseball.
football.
Who cares? That ain't
I know, but
ghost.
softball and
It was
baseball are
debunked.
sports of the year.
I debunked it. It was not ghost.
It wasn't
It was a
ghost.
loudspeaker.
It was a
Yeah.
speaker. It was a
Yeah.
PA.
I'm gonna put a stamp on the screen.
Yeah.
Debunked. Yeah, we're not even worried about that one anymore.
No, we figured that out. But y'all ain't figured out the mystery noise in the
No.
store.
No idea.
It was twice
So,
today.
Yeah, give it a look.
Well, I'll
Twice.
debunk that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
It could have just been behind something. I
Sometimes you just
didn't
need
see it.
fresh eyes.
All right.
Yeah.
So we had made plans. We got to kill some time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go try some Vietnamese cuisine.
Yes.
So I've seen all these. I don't watch anime or whatever, but I've seen my share, and I've seen my share like Japanese video games, and it just seems like the greatest thing in the world is they go into these restaurants and they bring out a bowl like it looks like a wash tub full of noodles and beef and vegetables on top of that, and you can smell it through the video. Like it just seems like it's the greatest thing ever invented by man. On
Now,
Earth.
when they do that, is it not in water?
No, it's in water because the
it'd be
water's
some
hot.
sort of a broth.
And normally your vegetables are on the side and you put them into the bowl and it like cooks them.
Now, okay, so Renee got
So we Googled.
Renee ended up getting the closest thing to what I had imagined. But basically, they bought her a bowl of water to wash her hands. Like there was some
It looked
noodles
like
down
a
in the
giant
bottom.
bowl of
It
miso
was so
soup.
much water.
That chicken was so white.
Yes, it was.
That was some
The
white
chicken has been
chicken.
bleached chicken.
You made the mistake of asking, "What's got the most meat?"
So yeah, so
Y'all
Philip,
ended up with IHOP.
so Philip comes out and he's like, I'm gonna get. It was steak and eggs, wasn't
Steak
it? What
and
it
Yeah,
was?
steak and egg.
And I mean, that sounds fine or whatever. But I'm here at the
And you
Vietnamese
literally got
restaurant.
steak and
Yeah,
eggs.
I'm here at the
And
Vietnamese
a bowl of
restaurant. Like,
rice.
nah, I want something I can't get at Cracker Barrel. I want.
you
Yeah.
can't get that steak and egg Cracker Barrel.
Just
No,
whatever.
Not with rice.
So the guy comes over here, the little waiter or whatever, and he looks legit. So I say, I don't know what any of this is. Like, what on this menu's got the most meat? Like, I'm a meat eater. Like, that's what I want. And he's like, probably the steak and eggs. Well, by this time, Philip had already ordered steak and eggs. So I was like, okay. I mean, I had to think quick because the guy's standing over me. He's made a suggestion. I've asked for this. It was a solicited
You
suggestion.
should have said for the bowls.
Yeah, I
What
know.
has the most meat
well,
in the
Renee, I
bowls?
told you.
Yeah.
I'm
You
I'm
panicked,
dumb.
that's
I
what that
panicked.
says.
I panicked. I
Panic
did.
ordered.
So I was like, steak and eggs. So he brings it out here, and it's basically a fajita skillet.
That's exactly what
That's
it
all it
reminded me
was.
of.
You could not have told the difference between this and Mexican
a
food.
fajita with
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was soy sauce because it was kind of sweet.
A little
maybe
bit.
like a teriyaki
Yeah.
style
yeah,
sauce.
something like that.
And then a big
With
plate
a
of
little
rice.
egg.
and one. How do you call that? It was a
cup.
It was a fried egg, but
Oh,
it
the
but
egg.
it was not completely done. It was a little short of
Over easy.
It was a little short of over easy. It still had a little clear yolk on the top of it. Like
Well, you know, if you're gonna eat an egg
Yeah.
Is that
and you're
sunny
gonna
side?
I guess that's what
I
I
don't
think
know
that's
the
what they call
temperatures.
it. But I think you're
and
right.
you're gonna
I think
eat
that's
it
right.
on a meal like that, it's better to have it when you cut into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it runs.
The
Oh, yeah,
yolk
yeah, yeah.
runs over everything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would have wanted it run. It was just a little. It was a little north of over easy.
Yeah.
I would have expected it to be like just the yolk is what was going to run.
Those
It was
hamburgers
fine.
that have eggs on them are what are they?
Oh, they're so good.
Prince Albert? No, that's you don't want.
That's
Prince
a
Albert.
different one.
You'll
That's
have to cut that out.
okay,
You don't have to cut
No,
that
I'm
out.
not
Who
gonna cut-
knows what?
yeah.
If somebody knows what a
Funny.
Prince Albert is, well, it's not gonna be a child.
The
Yeah.
joke, Philip's head.
Yeah.
Well, y'all are always
Do a little
saying.
rocket going.
Yeah, I will. I will. Golly, Philip, this episode brought to you by the letter P. It's gonna be bad for you. Nah. So Renee had her bathwater soup.
Yep.
It
Me-
was such it now though. It what you
Oh,
talk
it's
about a
so
big
good,
bowl.
though.
It was a big
God.
bowl.
That
That
was
was that was the bowl I was expecting.
That was a
It
big bowl.
And then they
giant.
brought out my wonton soup at the same time.
That was
and
supposed
I
to be
was
an
like, No,
appetizer.
a soup and a soup.
Yeah, right. It was supposed to be an appetizer. Yeah, so she did a soup bomb and just dropped one inside the other. But so
Well, like,
so we had
smart.
you got wontons too, didn't you?
Yeah, those
Y'all got
were
the
we
good.
had
fried
we had the
wontons.
fried wontons. They were pretty good. They weren't cheese. They had like a sausage in them or whatever. They were
Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
like
Yeah,
I like the
I
cheese
didn't
ones
like the
better.
sausage.
Yeah.
I don't like sausage.
I
And
like
it
the
was in
cheese
the
ones
soup
better, for
too.
sure.
The
Yeah,
ones
I
in
like
the
the-
soup were sausage.
And Tessa my wife got. She just got like
Chicken
something,
chicken
right?
noodles or
Wasn't it?
something
Because she
like that.
gave me some of the chicken, I think.
kind of like
Yeah.
chicken stir fry.
It basically
Maybe.
we had Mexican food with soy sauce or teriyaki
Yeah.
sauce on it. Well, except for
And some
yours, you had
wontons.
yeah.
I got a bowl.
You
Those
did get
noodles
the
were
bowl.
good.
So it was
It
to
was
me,
really good.
mine was not bad.
I was
But it was
confused,
complete
though,
failure compared to
because
what I was wanting.
They brought me a plate. So they brought my bowl first, and then like 2 minutes later they showed up with the other plate, and there was like sprigs of cilantro
Yeah.
and jalapenos and mint, like
What
sprigs
were those
of
white
mint.
things?
Did you put that mint in it?
Those were those beans.
I didn't
Um,
recognize those.
Yeah, they're like bean sprouts.
Okay.
So yeah, I tore up
Yeah,
something.
so put it-
I
No,
just don't
it
know
was
about
good.
mint in anything.
No, it,
I don't
it
want
was.
mint,
I
yeah.
put a little bit in there. I
I'd
didn't put the
never touch
jalapenos in there,
mint.
but it was really
I
good.
don't want mint in chocolate.
And the cilantro was
Can't
good.
stand mint
I hate
stuff.
mint. I hate mint.
Hate
It was
peppermint.
Chewing gum, maybe.
It worked with
It's
it
good in chewing
because
gum.
That's it.
oh no, it worked with it. It was
Yeah.
good.
Well,
it was very
Yeah.
good.
it's a good in chewing gum, and I do like a peppermint patty.
Don't like a peppermint patty. Not at all.
I do
no,
like a peppermint
You don't
patty.
put peppermint in my desserts.
But
at all.
outside of that,
Yeah.
I don't like those people get peppermint milkshakes and crap like
Ooh.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Your drink.
Yeah, what was that called?
It was
Oh.
mango something tea.
Oh,
That drink was good.
bubble tea.
Wasn't it like milk and tea? Isn't that
I don't
basically what it
know.
was? And it had
Kinda.
tapioca balls in the
Yep.
bottom of it.
Yep, that
yeah.
was delicious. The peach one, it
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah, it looked weird.
Yes.
It looked like
It
drinking.
did. It
kinda
was,
looked like
well, they
drinking
were
a-
super gummy, like
Yeah.
a gummy bear, but like super gummy.
But the
But it was
juice
good.
the juice looked like you had cracked about 12 eggs and blended them up real
Yeah,
good and then
it-
dropped
that
those
it
balls in.
did.
What's going on over there, Philip? Give us an
Got the
update.
ring.
Give us an up on it. Okay. Oh. Wow.
So I found
Dropped
it.
his
Bad
wedding
omens
ring.
left and right.
Man,
Man.
geez, I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
What?
Did it
Drop-
fall? Did it fall out of your pocket? Philip took a trip to Boaz today, and he didn't have his wedding ring on. I don't know what that says.
It's all small girlfriends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
More high
Okay,
school
so-
I
flags.
would say stuff, but we'd have to
Yeah,
have to do
no,
some
no, no. I don't
editing,
want to do
so-
it. I don't want to edit if I
I
can keep
know.
running.
No,
so.
I was with my
I'll cover
grandpa,
this up and
No,
talk about
yeah.
some
or my
people.
granny,
Yeah, yeah.
the whole time.
All right.
Then my dad.
So that covered us on the
Imagine you bring me home a pig.
the pre-paranormal
Where-
activity,
Where are
right?
we gonna put a pig? They were cute though.
Get rid of Samson.
My dad's got like, he has 3 lady pigs.
3 baby pigs.
Yeah.
Ooh,
2 of them had babies like 7 weeks ago, pretty much like 2 days apart.
yeah.
They each had 9 each.
Holy crap.
He just had one that had babies Wednesday,
Oh
and
my
it had
gosh.
9. And they're like, they're smaller. They're about the size of that. The new
Yeah,
ones are
yeah.
about the size of that bottle.
Are they?
Tiny.
Oh my gosh. Are they nice little pigs? Like, are those the kind of pigs that would be nice, like you had?
You can make any pig nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a litter of pigs one time. The one pig would come. She'd come run up and she'd stand on your leg.
Well, that's what
and
he
let
was.
you pet
He was
him.
telling me about how y'all had some really nice small
And then like
pigs.
her butt scratch. You scratch.
Yeah.
She just
Who
Those,
don't? Who
those
Oh,
don't?
I know,
pigs
right?
that were in that pen, though, they were freaked out.
Yeah.
Because last night, Daddy said the guy came over and bought 3, and the guy was supposed to get there before daylight, got there at dark. Daddy had them trapped in that little pen. They all escaped.
Oh man.
So they're running around with a flashlight trying to catch them all last night.
Oh,
and so
bad
those
news.
pigs, he said, ever since last night, he
Shell
was like,
shock.
I would like just move before he even put them all in that one little pen, and they were just like,
Yeah.
scattering
Yeah.
out. They looked all freaked out.
Hilarious.
Hey, everything they're doing, they're experiencing for the first time.
I know,
You
right?
know?
That's why babies cry so much.
Yeah,
He
Everything's
finally,
the worst.
yeah.
he corralled them into that one little pen because some dudes actually drove down from Athens
Yeah.
to pick up 3 today.
They're gonna raise them for meat. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were asking Daddy all kinds of questions. You
Yeah.
can tell they've never had pigs.
Those
Oh,
pigs have got
Lordy.
a dark future ahead of them.
Yeah.
And
Hope
we'll be
they
talking
get
about them on a
Did you tell them to
paranormal.
make sure to get them proper fencing?
Well, they had. Well, they're already kind of smart enough,
Fucking
and
don't that.
not the hog. You know, like the paneling that a lot of people use for cows, but it's like hog wire style, but it's that real thick paneling. Like where hog wire is flimsy,
Right.
it's
This
like
is more
rigid.
stiff, yeah. Okay.
They're getting that, but Daddy was like, "All you really need is just to go get a little wire electric
hot
fence."
wire.
Yeah.
Those
Touch that nose too.
those things won't even
Mhm.
get near it. Daddy
Yeah.
said the other day when it was raining, there was one of the pigs, I guess one of the girl pigs. He said her nose wasn't even at it, but she was
Yeah.
getting close,
Yeah.
and because she was wet, he said everything must just time just right. He said you could see the piece of
Yeah, the
electricity arch its nose, and it kind of like kept it there for a second. And he said that pig was just. He said one of the little babies got shocked yesterday, and it
God.
fell over into the water.
You got
He
a
was-
baby pig drowning over here.
He said, "I thought it killed it. I thought it was having a seizure, so it got shocked, and it just fell right over into the water."
So I know like a baby cow's veal. What's baby pig if you have to eat it that early? I don't know.
but I bet they're tasty.
Probably real tender.
I bet they're good.
The smallest little piece of bacon you ever had.
Bacon jam.
You probably couldn't even make bacon. off of
Probably
one of that.
not.
They don't have enough fat.
Right,
They're not
yeah.
even fat yet. There's some pretty little
Oh
pigs,
my
though.
gosh! Well, you made Renee's day.
Yeah.
Lord, she's lost it. Oh my gosh. Which we'll get back around to it. Renee has
That's better
a.
than the ghost.
Renee,
Well, the-
I don't know. Renee.
no, no,
had-
not that. The sex ghost.
Renee has a tendency to she lose control of
tickled.
herself. We'll get to that eventually or whatever, but she'll get into a trance like state. And she don't know what's going on. All right, so we get to the place. It's still sunlight. We got to sign in. We sign a waiver, sign all of our
Sign my
rights
life
away.
over.
Less than like 800 people.
Bunch of people.
There was a lot of
Bunch
people
of people.
there.
$42 a head.
How many people do you think were there? 50?
We think
At
about
least,
60.
I would say 60, 65, something like that. $42
We
a head.
estimated that they did about $2,500.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
good
I
money.
know,
Yeah,
right?
and they had to rent the place for something, but that can't be that expensive.
No, probably not.
I would think so. And it probably wasn't the only night they did it either. I imagine,
No, they
right?
done it the
Yeah, they
night
said they came
before.
back,
so
yeah.
Right.
So
for
$5,000.
Sure, excuse me.
Yeah.
For sure, 2 nights. I
What
don't
was
know.
the-
If
what was the name of the place? The house.
The Lowery house.
The Lowery
Okay,
house.
Do we
Maybe-
want to say the name of the?
No, because we're gonna
Nah.
crap on
We're
this
gonna-
on
we'll
that
tear
whole
'em to
thing
pieces.
so hard.
Yeah.
I don't want those people being
We
traced
probably should
back.
have said
Yeah.
what house next. Now they can look up the date and cross
Well,
it.
I can edit
if
that
you're
up if I need
smart,
to.
if you're gonna be a Sherlock Holmes over here, then by all means find out who they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I'm not gonna,
yeah. Nothing personal.
Yeah.
Just like
I'm not going to say their name.
Look,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember. 'em.
tags.
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe.
But I mean, me and you were already pretty skeptical,
we were skeptical.
and I even think that they could sense that we were pretty
think
skeptical.
they
yeah,
did,
they had
yeah.
to tell y'all to quit whispering.
yeah. But I mean, golly, like I pays my money, I do what I want.
know, right?
You know,
I'm here to
Trying to make us
debunk
do
that.
the
Hey, guess-
investigation.
If I got the power by me whispering to scare away the ghosts, like, well, hey, you ain't doing much of a job yourself. You know, we could
Well,
done this ourselves.
If I ran a ghost thing, I would want all the skeptics to
Yeah,
come, because
if
if a
there's no
skeptic
skeptics,
can
right.
prove that what you're selling is true, you know,
Right.
That's you
That's
don't
the
get
best
no better than
advertisement you
that.
can
Yeah.
get.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're into something that can't be explained,
Yeah.
and you got a
I-
person who does that,
Yeah.
that's what
I
you
would really
want.
like to know. I like how everybody, every time we rotated, they always like to say that we got good evidence with the last group that was
Last
just sitting
group.
here.
Yeah, it's always
That
the
was
last
everyone. I
group.
was like, we got no evidence.
Yeah, she's
and
telling us-
I wanted to go listen in and be like, let me hear if that's
Yeah.
jump in and be like, I'm BS.
I was like, all right, everybody, I need one person from every group. Did everybody else say, every time y'all went somewhere, they say the last group had it better than
I
y'all
know,
did? 'Cause
that's why
we
they kept us
did.
all separated.
Yeah, you can't let them talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that house? I think that they need to. When we went to Savannah,
I thought somebody fell down the steps and died. While
if
we were
you're
there.
Yeah.
if you're gonna go ghosting, Savannah's where it's at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole place is just a giant ghost thing.
Yeah.
It
There's
looks
dead
like it-
people
yeah,
buried
you'd
on
be
the
surprised if it
sidewalks.
was- yeah.
I mean,
Like,
you had a Revolutionary War fought in the
Yeah.
town and Civil War. Sherman burnt the whole town to the ground.
Yeah.
So
When y'all went to the one in Savannah, was it more of in a secluded location?
no, it's right in the downtown.
Right
That-
downtown.
yeah,
So
the
Okay.
whole like downtown, everything in the downtown is like
Was
haunted.
it a
There's-
walk or was it in
Yeah.
one house?
Well, there's
Well,
multiple things.
we
Yeah.
did a ghost tour.
We did
Yeah.
ghost tours
Then
with
we
the
did a
walk around the
house.
city. Then we did the
Okay.
houses, and then we did like another house.
No, we only done that
Really?
one house. Savannah's a cool city, and
Oh,
the way
yeah.
it's like laid out, everything's like squared off.
Yeah,
I guess it was done like that.
to wall.
City planning
be there.
grids. Like,
Yeah. That's
right,
and everything's really cool.
Yeah.
Old
Yeah.
town, just super cool town. I love Savannah.
Cool old
Yeah.
cemeteries.
But that house, they made it a point to keep everything in the house time period.
yes.
Yeah.
So
So
everything
if there
in the
was
house,
ghosts, they'd be like, "This is my stuff."
Yeah,
all the
that's where I belong.
furniture
Yeah.
was straight out of the last people that lived there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that Lowery house has had multiple people, but I mean, you're saying it's the Lowery house, which was in the pre-Civil War.
Yeah.
I think
We
they'd
still
be,
don't know if it's Union or Confederate.
Oh, my
well, they were
God, here we go.
Confederate, but
No,
Yeah,
I'm talking
all
about
the-
them. They would
yeah,
say Union,
yeah.
then they would say
But
the Confederate.
you
and
would have
we
been
were
better
like,
to time date every piece of furniture in there to that time.
Yeah.
Instead, it was like modern
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
Well,
the
they-
fireman hat. That was.
Yeah, that's modern.
Yeah. Well, they
Nah.
keep it empty
Firemen didn't
because
like
they
become a
rent
thing
it
until like
out.
the 1900s.
No,
I
this
don't
was a
think.
ghost.
Well, they keep it
fireman.
empty because they rent it out for events and
Yeah,
weddings and stuff like
that's
that.
what it was.
I know. I'm just saying. I mean,
And
I guess
whereas
technically it's
in
not a.
whereas in Savannah, that house is just for ghost
Yeah,
hunts.
that's true.
They're doing the best
or
they got.
just a museum.
Yeah, right. These people rented this place out to tell a story
Yeah.
that they have no idea whether any of this is true or not. You know, they've read a couple books, talked to a couple people,
And they
whatever.
learned. They met some new ghosts while we
Oh
were
my
there.
gosh. So we get there.
They should paid me for that
They
ghost
should.
tour because I introduced them.
To
I-
a new guy.
When we
Yeah.
get to that,
We should have went and
Yeah,
found
I
that
know.
wall.
I know.
that dude went.
Yeah.
I bet he's still
He
researching.
probably is. That guy.
No, he probably went up there the next day, went up to that wall, and was like, "All right, there's that name."
I guarantee
I
if
guarantee
we
he
go
did,
back
yeah.
to that ghost tour and do that
think he'll
guy
remember you?
again, well, I don't know if he'll remember me, but he'll be like, we did a thing
We
here
had
a
a
while
guy
back.
here.
We
We
found
had
a new
good
ghost,
evidence.
and he next time he puts somebody in that little trance thing, he's gonna ask because he's done the research. He
Yeah.
knows that guy's name
Yeah,
now.
Right.
Are you so and so?
He said, "Man, we had this guy here. I opened him up wider than I've ever opened another feller up in my life. He'll be walking funny for 6 months."
Well, if we ever do
We
another
still
one, you
couldn't
got to
explain
get
that. We
opened
should have had
up.
Tessa on for this one, so she could tell us
Yeah.
about that hard knock.
I bet you she wouldn't have done it.
You don't think she came on?
No,
She
no, I
talked
don't
about the
think
ghost
so.
fart.
Yeah,
She should have
She
came
came on
on
talk about
because
that.
Yeah,
I
don't
could
know.
tell.
We could have got tickled together.
I could see
Yeah.
her drinking the Kool-Aid. She wanted to drink the Kool-Aid.
Do you think so?
Oh
I don't
boy!
know.
Oh, no.
When she kept going, we're in that first room,
Hopefully.
Why is this light doing
Yeah,
this?
Who knows?
and then
Oh,
she
yeah,
shut.
shut the door.
So,
She
okay, we'll get into that. We'll
well,
get into
that's because we wanted to see if there was evidence.
So we get
At
there.
the
We,
very beginning.
so they when the sun finally starts going down, we've signed our paper. They let you go in the house and walk through the house.
Yeah,
you know,
explore the
we could
house.
explore the house, see what all the rooms were and everything.
Not a very big house.
Wasn't a very
is it?
big house, 2
It was
stories, but it was
not.
old. So after all that happens, some time passes. We're right at dusk. The sun's starting to go down pretty good, and we're all gathered on the front lawn. The
Getting
people that
eaten
are
up by
doing,
mosquitoes.
yeah, there's some bugs in there. Some
Getting
yeah,
cold.
yeah, it was getting cold.
It was a little chilly.
So the people putting the thing on were standing on the front porch talking to us, and we're standing in the grass. She's trying to tell, some backstory of the house, some things that they have heard. Nobody knows for
Yeah.
sure who's on the house. That we've confirmed deaths and all that. Telling us about how Confederate soldiers or Union soldiers roll up shooting people that have lived in, all kind of.
When
She's
let
setting the
somebody in, they
stage.
died on the porch.
Right.
Which is supposedly
Who knows how
got in
much?
Philip.
No, that guy didn't get me. The
No,
guy
who
that died
tried
on the
to. He tried
porch
to.
Yeah.
was a former servant. Was born in the house by
They
a servant
think.
lady, supposedly, and he wanted to come back to his place of birth to pass away.
Okay.
And
They
since
wouldn't
he
let him
wasn't,
in
yeah,
and
since he
froze to death
was,
on the porch.
I don't know what year this was, but I'm, back in the times where they did not, treat black people very good.
Right.
Well,
right.
also too is a totally different family living
And
there than when he was born
they supposedly
there.
wouldn't let him back in the house because he was black,
Yeah.
and he died on the porch.
So
Frozen death.
we're standing there. She's telling us all these stories like that, and she starts telling us like this is what to expect. This is kind of the things we're going to do. And she starts telling this story about what was it, the human pendulum? Is that what she called it?
Yep.
Okay. And this is going to be this is one of the 3 legs of the tripod that props up the evening. So she's asking for volunteers, and this lady in the crowd's like, "Oh," she was excited. Like you could tell she was in it. She was down for it.
She drunk the Kool-Aid
She
already.
was drinking. She
Yeah.
brought her own Kool-Aid.
She
Yeah.
did.
So they get her up on the porch, and basically what this is they get one person standing in front of her, one person standing behind her, and one guy oddly holding a flashlight over her for some reason.
I never
And
understood the
So you
flashlight.
I
can
don't know,
see
but it's
them.
like he
So you
had.
can see
Yeah, but
them.
it's like he had to have it every time.
I know.
Anyways, so this girl gets up here, and the lady leading the whole thing or whatever is telling her she's opening her up or whatever,
Yeah.
which means she's ready to receive a spirit. If there's a spirit around, and she's ready to receive it.
Yeah.
And apparently this girl was receptive to it or whatever, so they start asking her questions. And so if with the answer, they have to define what's yes and what's no. So like, hey, if yeah, show us a sign for yes or whatever, and that's when the girl falls forward. And show us a sign for no, and that's when the girl falls backwards. And it wasn't no time they started asking her questions. Before they get the question out of her mouth, she's falling forward and backward or whatever. So she, to me, like, no, there ain't no ghost. You will not stand here in awkward silence. You will let yourself go one way or the other, and whatever the answer to that
And
question
she
is.
started crying.
Yeah,
For no reason.
she had an emotional effect to it. Yeah.
She got
So the one
emotional.
here,
She
we're,
did.
so go ahead and I'm gonna get my debunk sticker ready again. So she's asking her questions. She's told us these stories or whatever, and she's asking her questions. And I don't remember what the question was word for word. I think we've got it on tape possibly, but she asked her some question about were you a Confederate soldier or something.
Were
Anyway,
you killed by the Confederates, or
that's
were you
what it
killed
was.
by the Union?
That's what. So she had already
Yeah, because
documented
she
who
was
she
the
was
little
speaking
girl, wasn't she?
to. She said, "Okay,
She's the main person
right.
that they were talking
whatever
about
the name,
killing the
whatever the
house.
name,
Anna.
whatever. Okay, so they
Did you see
confirm
the
we are
ghost in the
we
window?
are speaking to Anna. They have narrowed it down that we're speaking to this ghost that she's just
And
told
just-
us about.
Yeah,
And she had just told us that woman, Union soldiers rolled up to the house. Whatever goes down, they pop her, and she dies, killed
the
by
porch.
Union soldiers on the porch. Anna.
Yep.
So we get to this chick on the porch. She's human pendulum. She's bouncing back and forth. Yes, this is Anna we're talking to. Were you killed by Confederate soldiers? Boop. She pops over to yes.
Yeah.
They've asked her a question that is 180 degrees wrong from what they have just told us, and this woman goes the wrong direction. She said that we have verified from Ghost that a Confederate soldier killed her when she's not 5 minutes ago told us it was a Union soldier.
and that's
killed her.
documented that
Yeah.
she's supposed
And
to
that
So
was
she
the
kill
very
the
beginning, and we're all like,
That was the first encounter, paranormal encounter.
I know, and I looked over and said something to you, and Renee turned back and looked at me.
Yeah,
that's because you were loud.
I probably was.
And everybody else
but
was quiet.
Yeah,
And I'm
well,
like, we're going to get kicked out of here before we even get in.
We should have hollered out. Like, don't you mean Union?
Just be like,
yeah, I think that ghost is confused, ma'am.
That would have been the
Would have
best.
been
We would have been
hilarious.
hecklers.
But you cannot do that first thing in the night. You gotta pick your spots, and that wouldn't have been it. But yeah, we're having this discussion beforehand. Like we pick up on it just immediately. Like wait, she said Confederate. Like,
Yeah.
and
this
plus,
is
y'all were
bogus.
like the 2 of the 3 guys that were actually there. So
Yeah,
they
which
don't know
hey,
it was y'all.
don't. Apparently, there's a bunch of gullible women out there.
That was a
Don't-
whole group in
Holy
T-shirts.
crap! Yeah, seriously. Yeah, don't go if you're a man. Like bring a group of your boys with you so you don't get called out because for whatever reason they think that there are some things that are more apt to happen to a man than a woman, and they don't mind singling you out of the group.
Well, what it was is that lady, that stupid lady, was like, "These are old timey ghosts,
That's right.
and they don't respect women."
They don't respect women.
And this stupid
Hey,
lady
but,
don't
hey,
even know
I'm
when.
gonna step
but who does?
outside.
Up top, who does?
What's even more stupid about that lady?
Get some 3
When we were in
going
that
on.
when we were in that first room, and that lady was like, "Do you like the music? Do you want to go there and have a drink?" She was like, "I don't think they had beer back then."
Oh my. So they move us into our first group. We get
And this is
singled
our
off with
spirit,
That
our
was-
spirit guide.
she splits us into groups. How many groups were there? 3 or 4?
4.
there were
There were
four-
4 groups.
okay.
We had 13 people in ours.
We started out with 13 people. in
Yeah,
ours.
we ended with like 7.
Yeah, so we take the kitchen first.
The
They
ghost got
send
'em.
everybody to a different area of the house. We get the chick that's in the kitchen. She sets up basically it's a one of those Christmas laser
lights.
things that shoots dots everywhere. Puts that on the wall. She sets a couple little balls on each counter that like if they're motion activated, if the ball moves, it'll start lighting up.
I think those are actually like ferret play balls.
I think you're right.
Or like
yeah.
gerbil or ferret,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah, so
You
like if
don't
a dog
even-
bats it, it lights
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Right.
I think you had to just like They were
No,
motion.
the balls
The-
you had to bump those.
the balls you had to
The
move. The other
motion
thing-
thing was
yeah.
that little like disc thing with the
Yeah. She had a
antenna
little-
on it. If you got near
Oh,
it, it would
okay,
go.
yeah, I'm getting my
It would
ghost.
shine lights
Yeah.
and it would
You
make
get your
noises.
paranormal
Then
tools.
then
mixed
we
up,
had our
baby.
whatever the little thing is that you handheld deal that's like picks
That's
up on
the I would say EVP, but it's not.
EVP.
It's the,
That is it.
No, that one picks up the. Well, yeah, the electro.
It is EVP.
Yeah.
Okay.
EVP.
Yeah.
They
So we-
looked like they were like from the Dollar Tree.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
probably were. So we had 2 or 3 of those, whatever that was, and then she cuts the lights out. I think was that all the tools that we had? That was our ghost. No, she put some flashlights out,
flashlights.
just flashlights,
Yeah.
and apparently ghosts can turn on flashlights.
Yeah.
Look,
Let me set these
look,
2
if
flashlights
I
out.
could-
They like
Yeah.
these
yeah, they
flashlights.
love the flashlights apparently.
They were
So
playing with them last night.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
always
everything
like that.
happened
We had
last
2 little
night,
kids
the
in
last
here
No,
running.
They
always
had
loud.
somebody throw something the night before.
Yeah, apparently somebody
we had
kno-
something thrown in
Yeah,
here.
it was a box just went flying off the shelf.
Yeah.
But that never happens when you're there.
Yeah.
Because it never happened
never
to begin
happened.
with.
It never
It's
happened.
just
Well,
sensational.
supposedly it's going to be on the. It ain't gonna be on the TV show because they didn't record nothing.
No, they're all
can't
a
prove
part
anything.
of a TV
Right.
show.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
you figured
yeah.
that they'd put that on there. But whatever.
So we're standing around. First thing that she puts us in the room, turns the lights out, and leaves us to our own devices. She's like, I don't know where she went, but our ghost guide left. We could have all been possessed and taken to the
Yes.
9th level of Hades, and
And she
we
told
wouldn't know
us
what
to
to
all
do.
ask questions,
Yeah.
and not a soul
We're-
spoke
because
a
we don't
word.
know. Us
Staying in
4 knew
awkward
each other.
silence. Yeah,
We don't know
Yeah.
anybody else, and they said, I don't want to know any of these
Well,
idiots.
not only that, it's like
I'm paying you money
Well,
for
no,
you
do
to
it.
conjure up the
Good
ghost.
point.
I don't want to conjure the
Good
ghost.
point.
It's not even that. It's just like, how stupid do you sound asking, can you go play with that ball over there on the counter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
if you're-
ghost, if you're here, can you
So
make a noise?
stupid. Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
I've
don't wanna-
watched a lot of ghost things, but I still don't want to be the one to ask questions.
Well,
So
they're
there's
just
a-
stupid
Yeah,
questions.
so
and
there's
I'm
a
not
tap
about
room
to
around the
ask them.
corner
It
here,
is,
and they've
but-
got live music playing. Pretty good music sounding all
Oh,
night
yeah.
long.
They
They
had
were
a
doing some
good
pretty good
cover band.
covers, yeah. And
Yeah, they
she's
did.
like you
in
said,
the
she's
middle
asking,
of nowhere.
"Do you like that music? Does that music bother you?" Like,
And then
But it
I
was
had
actually
bear.
not. It wasn't our spirit guide. It was that other crazy lady that was in our group.
oh, was it?
Yeah,
She
was
was
Yeah.
the one
she
asking?
was
Oh,
asking
okay.
that. Do you want to have a beer?
It was purse
Oh
fart.
my gosh.
No, it wasn't purse fart. It
Oh.
was.
Oh,
it
okay,
was-
so yeah. Okay,
was
so here we
side
go.
piece
We're
chick.
saving this or whatever. So when the lady's still out of the room, we're standing here. It's dead silent.
I had
And
just started recording too.
yeah,
on my
luckily
phone.
we
I
got
was
this on
13
video. Yeah,
seconds in.
I don't know how much of the video we took is actually going to make it into this podcast.
You know
or
what I
whatever.
think
We'll
we should do with
we'll
the video
something.
Let me
is
see.
so
Post it raw after this.
yeah. Instead of doing
Yeah.
it attached to this,
Maybe that's a good thing.
we
to
just
do.
like, hey,
It's
if you
an
want to go
addendum.
see
Yeah, that's a good
the
idea.
footage,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a separate video.
That's a good
Well,
And we'll
I
post
can
it. Yeah, that's
probably
a good
like
idea.
let it play here real quick.
Yeah, let's
and
see.
You can
Yeah,
probably
you
hear
hear
it.
here. You can hear some paranormal
But
activity here in just a second.
it's
We'll be quiet and let
pitch
this
black.
play. Yeah, we're pitch black room, green dots all over the walls.
Yes, it's like if you can see.
Put
my,
it to the
you probably can't see my phone.
Yeah, well, I'll post it. Just Ghost for it. Ghost for it. Ghost for it.
That,
So this woman immediately out of her mouth is "Excuse me."
No, it was. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse. Yeah. Okay.
My purse rubbed up against the refrigerator.
Yeah. She's claiming her purse rubs up against the
you
refrigerator.
know, she didn't even say that till Tessa just couldn't hold it in.
Yeah,
and
she was,
started
yeah,
dying.
Yeah,
laughing.
she's trying to make explanations for a fart. Like,
That was a
this
fart.
lady. This lady blasted her pants out.
and she was right beside you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, she was in front of you and right
Oh,
beside
boy.
me.
You would have thought that it would have hit that refrigerator and
Because
just
she was
smothered.
like almost right beside. Yeah,
She
because
was
you
the
and
model
David were
Leia.
behind me. Because when I would turn to y'all like this,
So,
when
like,
that lady told y'all to quit whispering.
I was here, you were here, David was here, this chick was here. She was
Yeah.
beside David.
okay.
She was beside and in front, like,
Yeah.
because I was
you
standing
got
back.
farted on.
Yeah, I probably got.
Did you
sprayed.
smell anything?
I didn't. Well, by the time there was so much crowd activity going on, and who knows
Everybody
what you
inhaled it on.
Yeah, it's like there was a bunch of
little-
heavy breathing going on there. I don't think it ever made it to me.
Did
but
it?
Us
T-
all laughing probably blew it away.
Yeah, I felt the
But like
vibrations more than the smell. Like,
Did you feel that?
Vibrations?
I knew something went on. Something went down in there.
Now,
And it was
you're the
paranormal in
closest
itself.
person
Yeah.
to
It was
that
just
lady.
So
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah.
In all honesty, was it a fart?
It happened so fast I couldn't say. I'll give the lady benefit of the doubt that if she wants to say it's her purse.
Shall we
or
hear it one
whatever.
more
Now,
time
you
and
know do you know where it's at? You
Oh,
get
yeah,
us right
yeah,
to
yeah.
it. Okay, yeah, get us right on it. Her retort to it made me think like, yeah, this lady.
Let
just
it play
farted.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's let the
Yeah.
Well, I
viewers.
tried to, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you busted
Well,
out
me
laughing
too. I'm
into
Because
the
it was
Yeah,
even
yeah.
funnier after hearing it, because I could actually hear it really good. Like, it's hard to hear it when you're just playing that video, but since it came through the microphone,
Yeah.
I could
Okay.
hear
All
it.
right. We're gonna be dead silent. We'll just let the video play when Renee stops. We'll come
I
back.
could hear it really good.
All right. Here we go.
Oh.
Sorry. My purse first time to get to the refrigerator.
That was she
Yeah.
was embarrassed.
Yeah. I
But she's
mean,
trying to cover.
She's trying to cover it up, but it's probably a fart.
How was my purse
Yeah.
rubbing up against the refrigerator?
That was a fart.
That
Like if you ever been, I know everybody has, but you've been in that situation where you were clamped down. Like I'm trying to hold these spirits in, and they are trying everything they can to release. The last thing you want to do is for somebody to call for an absolute silence. Like I have no escape in this point. I told Renee, we were talking about it later, like I would have started a coughing fit, or I would have done something to cover that noise up. Like I would have thrown my purse on the ground or something to mask the fart that I'm about to blow out.
Well, what's funny is she probably was thinking as soon as that lady left and it got quiet, like,
Oh,
what
no.
have you
this is
done to
terrible.
me?
Why? I was like, I'm going with
I
her.
was just sad that none of us had something to say right afterwards.
Oh
like,
yeah, like spirits, please. We're not ready.
oh, they're here.
Yeah, our
you know,
spirit
just
guide is
something.
not here yet. Please.
They're alive. Just anything. No.
So after we gather ourselves and our spirit guide comes back or whatever,
And she asked if we got anything.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, we got a little
"Oh,
something. Yeah,
no."
we had a little.
We had a
yeah.
fart.
Yeah, we had a. Oh boy, and we took a trip on the wild side. So she goes back to the point, and then my wife starts noticing, like she's got these green laser lights pointing all over the wall or whatever. I don't know what Tessa saw, but it's apparently one of these lights. And if you stare at a light shining
Oh,
on
no,
the wall,
I actually did
you
see
see
it
it?
twinkling. There was like
and
three
you
of them on the
could,
side
you
that
could,
would twinkle.
you could, yeah. So if you stare at a light long enough, you'll start seeing twinkles. You know, if you stare at anything long enough, you'll start noticing little micro movements or
Well,
whatever.
and who
I
knows?
know what
I
you-
would
I know
look
what
away,
you're
but I'd
talking
come out. But it would be the same three
Yeah.
that like had this like, you know how like somebody like me with astigmatism see at night and there's like starbursts
see
around
those
all the
too,
lights.
yeah.
It was only like three of them
Right.
that were like that, and they would like get bigger and then they would get smaller.
Yeah.
And they were doing like that,
Yeah.
like pulsating.
But I'm gonna guess that that's the
But then
aperture of the
disappeared.
light or whatever.
I
You
feel,
know.
yeah, it was a malfunction with the device.
That's what I think. Yeah, it goes.
And I
to-
think
I just know it
everybody
didn't ever
sees
do it again.
starbursts around lights at night.
No, I mean it wasn't all of them. It was literally just three.
No, I mean I'm talking like when you look at a light in the nighttime, I think everybody sees like a starburst pattern.
No, most people don't. They see
I
just
do.
plain lights.
You got astigmatism.
Yeah.
You're wearing glasses right now, buddy.
But I don't have
Yeah, you
astigmatism.
do. I can tell.
I'm sure
Your
you do.
eyeballs are not perfectly round. I can tell from here.
Astigmatism is when things look crooked.
No, astigmatism just means that your eyes are not perfectly round.
Things will appear crooked to you when they're not. My mom
I've
has
got
one.
astigmatism, and things don't look crooked to me. But I have a diagnosed astigmatism.
Do you?
Yes. I
Well,
do.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're obviously not an ophthalmologist, I believe is what the word you're looking for.
I was.
He'll argue with
I
you
was
like
about
he
to
is,
say it. But I think if we did Google
Optometrist?
astigmatism,
Oh my god.
things
Anyways,
can appear crooked.
What does that got to do
Back
with
to
ghosts?
ghosts.
It's got a lot to do with ghosts because it's.
Because Renee's about to make you one.
Hey, I will haunt both of y'all. Don't
So
worry.
we'll
I
make
will-
20.
You
We'll
won't-
make $40 a head.
you won't
for
come
to
haunt
us.
anybody for about a year, according to
Yeah.
how old all these ghosts are that come haunt people.
Oh, older than that. These are Civil War.
200-300 years.
We'll be
Well,
It's
long
gonna take you
gone.
that long
Yeah.
to gather up your
That's
energy
what it
to
is.
manifest.
Yep.
I would be a powerful ghost.
No, you wouldn't.
I would
No,
figure
sure.
that out
No.
day one.
There you go. That's 48-15.
You can say.
No.
No, you can't. There's
Cuss.
none of them. Well, if you had said cuss, we'd be leaving it
I
in
did
there.
say cuss. I said cuss,
Uh,
cuss,
yeah,
cuss,
not.
cuss.
Here we go. That's 15 minutes of my life right there. You just took away from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, what again?
Yeah, I appreciate
Maybe
that.
I should drop a few more.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll delete this sucker right now. We'll start over. All right, so we nothing really else happened in that. I
No,
mean,
that room was
that room
horrible.
was a
That room
buzz.
sucked.
But as we were
That
leaving,
musty
she still
door.
left the little
I hope she
motion
got her
balls
flashlights.
on. Yeah, she left the flashlights in the closet. So as we're leaving, well, that was another thing. So while we're standing here, she's like, "Oh, I can open that closet door." She opens the closet door. It's full of mop buckets and ladders,
Yeah.
like all kind of just maintenance crap. And as she's standing there, she's
Dusty,
like,
musty stuff.
"Do y'all smell that?" It's like, yeah, it's a freaking mop closet. Yeah,
Tessa's
we
like, yeah, it
smell
smells old.
Yeah,
It's
it smells like
dust and
yeah.
mops in it.
Right, we are blowing this out. We're getting excited here. I'm back
Y'all
away
are.
from my mic a little bit. But yeah, so that room was a bust. So we leave, we take a little break, probably about 10 minutes or so, something like that.
Yeah.
Where'd we go next?
Hallway and just say it.
Well, I mean, after that, yeah, we took our break.
Next we go
That's
in-
when we're sitting in the hallway. Somebody fell down the stairs.
Yeah, we're standing out there.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
this is an
died.
old house, and it's got some pretty steep stairs. You
A
know,
weird
non-OSHA
drop-off.
handrail. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. Like some little steps up and down at the
The
floor
steps
levels
were
or
like
whatever.
short and
Yeah.
wide.
So somebody takes a tumble, and it's loud, like it rocks the house. And I'm
All
thinking
I
that
see from the top rail, somebody going.
I'm thinking that the people that are running this show are like going to rush upstairs, make sure that like we hadn't destroyed something, you know, because they're probably going to be ultimately the ones that are responsible for whatever.
Or added
broke.
another ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it could be too. Never saw any of them even flinch. I
300
think they
years.
wanted to act like nothing had happened. Like y'all didn't hear that, right? Me neither. And then we move on. Okay, so after that happens, we move. Where did we go next? Where's our next? Was it the
It's
one on
the
the?
bottom, like when you walk in the front door,
dowsing
it's the
rods?
door in the right. I don't
Okay.
remember the significance to that room.
It was just basically a den, more or less. It looked like it. Like it was a right.
Was that the dude John Lowery room or whatever, or was that the office?
I
Yeah.
don't remember the name.
I don't remember
What was in that one? That one had the old toys and the curio
Yeah,
cabinets
right. So,
in it, but it wasn't a kid's room.
It
Because
was
the kids'
a
rooms were
right.
upstairs.
So it was a ground floor room. We get the main lady.
The
She's our
lady
she's
that
our
owns
guide.
the whole
lady
thing.
that runs the business is going to be our guide to the spirit world.
psychic
in this room.
medium.
She's a psychic medium, self-proclaimed psychic medium. And her shtick is dowsing rods. We use those, right?
Which, according to them, everybody else got them except for the lady we started off with because she was late to the party.
Right.
She said
She did not get them.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But that was the
Well,
only place
Well,
we
no,
did them
I
in.
think that lady had them too because she said something about we might try some dowsing rods.
No, remember she said, "Well, I didn't
The
get to
first
get a
lady
pack."
did
That's
not
when
get
she
it. Yeah,
went
right,
when
right.
the
She
fart
went to look-
happened.
that's right. She was going looking
that's
for
right,
her
when She's like,
goodies.
"Well, I guess I
Yeah,
was late
that's
to
right.
the party. They
Yeah.
done got them all."
Yeah, they had took all the
Oh.
dowsing rods.
Yeah, that's why we didn't get it.
Well, she's rusty. She said she hadn't done an investigation in a year.
But she's the one on TV.
No.
No, we're talking
Well,
about
no,
the
she was
kitchen
on
lady.
some kind of show.
Oh
That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. She was the one that was on TV. Like,
Miss or something
on like
in our
A&E or
hometown
something.
or something
Yeah.
like
She
that.
was the one that had been on the biggest TV show.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
we get set down in this room. There's how many of us was it? 16, 13,
13?
13 of us. We're sitting all around the room.
Unless we lost
Philip
part lady,
busting
I
there.
don't
We've got
know.
old ladies. We've got a woman on a cane. I think one of the women didn't have a leg. Philip bust down in one of the chairs. Completely no respect or chivalry for anybody else.
First off, I've had a hip replacement. Thank you very much.
Well,
So
that's-
And you're 32.
and you
30.
say that you're fine and you do anything you want to.
Yeah.
maybe I am,
You work out
but
big squats.
that day
Was it
those
not?
ghosts were affecting that old hip,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
you know
I'll
I
give
needed
you-
a
I'm
set.
gonna give you
I
the benefit-
offered that seat to
You
anybody
did. I'm
else,
just picking at you. You did.
and they didn't want to take it.
You did. You did.
So obviously I'm gonna take it.
Well, you don't want to. You didn't. The old ladies did not want to be the ones that that looked selfish in that situation. They were more than happy to let you be that one, and you were
Yeah.
happy to be it. So that's
Oh,
okay.
well, hey, if you don't
Just
want to
pick-
sit, I ain't gonna twist your arm and
No,
make you
just pick
sit.
it.
I'll take
So,
that seat.
Your wife was with you too, though. I'm gonna say.
I asked her
Uh,
too.
Yeah, after you got real good and comfortable.
No,
And
actually, I
everybody,
said
everybody
something,
could
I
tell
think.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. You was
Yeah.
like, Philip, get up.
I was like,
let
"Philip,
them
get
have
up.
that
Let
seat."
let the
Yeah.
old lady have the
Oh,
seat.
Philip.
She
Probably
don't
did,
need
but-
her. She's over there.
But I'm with you, man. Take care of number one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway, so we get in
And
there, and
first she
I don't
last.
remember what this lady starts with immediately, but it's pretty fast
First,
with the
she asked
dowsing
if we
rod.
got anything yet. 'Cause she
Yeah.
said we got all kind of stuff in here with that last group.
Yeah, last group they
Yeah,
covered
she
up, filthy with
Every
lousy
one
guys.
of them. Every
Yeah.
one of them.
Everybody
all
had
kind
an
of
experience.
good.
Everybody
She
came out of the
asked
room
us,
crying.
Did you do dowsing rods in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, that's
We were
right.
I'm like, no,
"No."
our lady didn't get it. We got ghost fart.
So
And then-
explain dowsing rods here a little
And
bit.
that's when she was like,
It's more or less like it's
so it's a piece of copper.
the wires. Scott, what are the handles? They brass.
They were just plastic.
They were plastic.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I thought
so
they were copper and
I thought
copper.
it was
No, they
too.
were-
I thought it was metal.
I'm
Anyway,
pretty sure they felt like
I don't
plastic
guess
in
it
my
really
hand.
matters. Anyways, it's an L-shaped rod.
No,
the
they
handle
are copper because
Yeah, I
I
thought it
looked at
was
them
too.
online on Amazon. They're
There, maybe they
copper
were,
sitting
but-
in, and then the dowsing rod part is
Yeah.
copper
These were
sitting in the
copper.
copper.
Hey, guess what?
They-
It don't
they
matter.
were.
It don't matter.
Anyway, it's a handle like this.
A
and-
witching stick.
Yeah, and it's a copper wire that comes out and is bent 90 degrees, and the part that sticks out is probably about 3 times as long as the handle, something like that.
Yeah, because the handle was
Foot and
literally
a half.
Handle's
just enough
basically
for your
just enough for your
hands.
hand to get on
Yeah.
it, and you're supposed to stand here. You got 2 rods, one in each hand,
Lightly
and you
grip it.
you just lightly grip it, and you're supposed to keep it as level as you can so that gravity is not affecting these things or whatever.
Which
And
you would think that they would want one hand a little bit above the other one if they're going to try to cross them.
well, that wire's such a small gauge. Like the chances of you actually dinging them together is going to
Yeah.
be pretty rare. It's going to. So anyway, you're holding them things out, and you're not supposed to influence their movement at all. So she starts asking questions. Are there any spirits here? Or whatever. If there are spirits here, cross the sticks or whatever.
Show us yes.
You
Show us no.
Yeah, right,
and
right, right.
cross, and then straight.
And so the thing about these is, when you've got that much when you've got that much cantilevered out past the handle, it's exerting force whether you want it to or not. And you can't hold your hands perfectly still, and you can't hold your hands perfectly level. And you're also standing in front of a group of 16 people. This crazy lady's asking you a bunch of questions. You are subject to some influence of suggestion.
I don't.
Now, what? Just wait a minute. Now, you ain't got on stage yet, showstopper.
I will say, I did watch everybody's hands when they were standing up there because
yeah,
it
but
was
you
awkward
can't
to
see
stare
it.
at
Well,
them,
no,
so I just
no,
stared at their hands.
When you got the thing in your hand, it would take. So the rod spins on basically a bushing. The handle is a bushing. The rod is in here like this, and it can freely spin around in that rod. The amount of movement it would take from your hand, if this thing is perfectly balanced straight, the amount of movement that it would take to make that thing go with as much cantilevered out here as it is imperceptible to the eye. You would not be able to see that. Okay? So she gets up there, she's asking these questions, and yeah, obviously the sticks are moving. Sometimes they're going out this way, and sometimes they're going out this way, and sometimes
they
they're
hug
crossing.
'em.
Sometimes they hug them. That's the way she wanted to think that it was a hug or whatever. I don't buy it at all. Now, dowsing rods do work, like for the purpose of like finding underground water flows and stuff like that. It's been proven. The reason they still exist is because this is based on principles like flowing water and stuff like that has some sort of electric current to it.
Yep.
Some sort of there is some form of an energy that can attract that, and that shows you how easy it is for those rods to move. If water flowing 6 or 20 feet underground or whatever exerts enough force to influence the motion of these rods standing in somebody's hand.
Deeper
It
than that,
doesn't-
people find
right, yeah.
80-foot wells
Exactly.
with those things.
It does not take much to influence the movement of these
Well, there's
rods.
also water pipes run all under this house too,
That's true
on the
too.
ground floor.
That's true too.
But look, I participated in this experiment.
You're right.
So I have
But
more.
it is weird though that she would be
I have
like
more.
You do.
ask a yes or
Then
no
y'all do.
question,
You do. And we're gonna- I'm
they
just trying
would
to build
cross
I'm
to
setting-
say
I'm
yes
setting the
or
stage.
uncross
And I'm
to
a
say
skeptic.
no.
We go through how many people? We go through 2 or 3 people before you went.
I was the second person
You was
Yeah.
because she
you-
did it
you're
as-
before the crazy.
just like
Okay.
just like the other old crappy lady.
okay.
They want let's get a guy to do it.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah,
there's
when
2
that-
guys in the room.
Me and him are the. That's
And we
it.
know you're not going to
David
do
ain't
it.
doing none
He
of
already
it.
looked at me.
I'm
I'm not
filming.
getting up.
I'm filming. I'm the camera guy. I got all this on film.
So
I'm filming.
I participated. My body.
Philip steps up. He opens himself to the paranormal world.
Yes.
He stands in the corner like a dummy with
And
two sticks. in
I'm
his
holding these.
hand. I mean,
things.
like a paranormal researcher. I didn't mean to say dummy.
And I didn't move my hands.
You didn't try to. I'll give you
I
credit
watch
that
your
you were.
hands.
Yeah, he was not trying to influence him. I don't think. That being said, they started moving pretty quick after she asked questions.
But see, the weird thing was they would move to
The way she asked the questions, because
Like,
she'd start off
open
asking
'em up
which one
if
is
it's
yes
this.
and which is no. Yeah.
close them if it's this. I'm not gonna look. Those were weird, and the whole thing about it was weird because I made it a point to literally just sit there with no movement in my hands.
See, to me, knowing how much of a liar you are, I'm thinking the whole time you're up there, it's like
Yeah, but it really
Philip is
did
putting
though,
on a
because
show.
everybody that was up there, I watched their hands, because the one girl that it started getting weird on the thing, like hers were like shaking like this.
I
'cause
tried
she
to
was-
resist every thing that I partaked in.
Yeah.
I 100%
You tried to give a good show.
tried
like
to resist.
Okay.
I
Well,
did-
at the time, we don't know this. This is the first thing that any of us had participated in that night. So I'm thinking, I've got the camera on Philip. I'm like, yeah, Philip's putting on the show here.
out of all the stuff, like between that and that other thing, I think the other thing is 100% some psychological persuasion thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's quite the same. That one was a little more like, it's harder to explain. I feel
We're going to
like.
get us some and test it out.
Yeah.
We're going to go in a graveyard and test it out.
Now,
I'm
for
cool
my
with that.
vote, it's all everything we did that night was 100% bogus. Like, no, these people. Look, you didn't have to have a conversation with these people very long to know that if there are people on this earth that can do this job, it ain't these people. You know what I mean? Like, just
Especially
like
in
you
their
said, the
old-timey
question.
dress.
Yeah.
That one lady was a strong socket.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well,
What
we'll
really?
get to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I'll
boy,
jump into
jeez.
it right here.
Yeah. Okay.
What really did it in for me,
Mhm.
and what really made me like have like a dirty feeling
Everybody
about the whole
get
thing,
awkward.
Yeah. Super weird.
was her after I get done with the dowsing rods
Mhm.
goes, now I don't do this with every group,
Yeah.
but has anybody here lost a loved one?
Oh my God.
And
Then
then
you
she-
want to try to contact a loved one
Oh,
they've
my
lost.
God.
Well, then she's like,
Yeah.
does anybody want to try to contact them? And this one girl sitting over there was like,
And her friends like, she did. You know, there's
Yeah.
a couple of them
Her
together.
mama died.
Yeah.
and then she was like, yeah, the lady
boy.
was like, who are we trying to contact?
Yeah.
My mama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you screwing this
Here
poor
we
little
go.
girl's
That's,
emotions up.
58,
I didn't say
52.
anything.
Yes, you did.
I said, screw it.
No, you said D. You
Uh-uh.
did. You
I
absolutely
started to.
Dude,
Nope.
we both heard it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't
You
think I
said
did.
it.
Continue.
Well, when you edit that, you'll realize that he started to say
I'll play
it.
it
Nope,
back before
you
you
said it.
tonight. You said
Okay,
it
mark that
completely.
down.
I already got it
Alright.
because we got to race it.
Anyways, they played on that poor girl's emotions.
Yes. So
hard.
this woman, obviously, with it being at the forefront, I mean, you don't forget when your mama dies, I guess. But it was
And
at
of course,
the forefront.
Mother Day is the next
Well,
day.
that's true.
Too.
Yeah, it's the day before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So this woman clearly, like, when she gets started, like, this woman, I don't know if looking for something is the word to say or whatever, but she would be more than open to talking to her mother again. Like, if she thought that this woman could put her in contact with it, she's ready to sign up. So she gets up there with the dowsing rods, right? And she's asking her questions, and she's saying stuff like, "Hey, are you proud of her? Is she doing good? Is she stubborn? Does she just need to listen to what you're trying to tell her and all this stuff? If that's true, just take him sticks and give her a hug."
Yeah.
Oh my God! And this
Because that one was already starting to go.
yeah, when she sees the motion, the direction it's starting to take. Why don't you just go ahead and hug her with them sticks? And so I mean, the girl ends up basically like
Crying.
she was crying by the end of it, right? And like you said, you could see her when she's standing up there.
Oh,
now
yeah,
whether
her poor little
she's
hands were
she's not the kind
her
I don't think
nerves were
that'd be real
shot.
comfortable in front of a group of people on
Yeah,
a good
no,
day.
no.
So she's standing up here shaking anyways, and then this woman starts talking about this stuff. And at what point did this woman invoke the name of Jesus Christ?
No,
in
that
her?
wasn't
that
her.
was, wasn't that lady, right? It
No,
was the
no,
next
that was
one.
the
So,
upstairs lady.
like,
no, that one did too.
No,
she did too.
didn't. After okay,
Oh,
so
she
after
did.
Yeah,
that,
that was just
Absolutely.
upstairs Damon.
No, I'll tell you that.
Murder
I'll play the
Damon.
video back. The lady
Okay.
in that room said it. Now, may not for that reason, but she did say it She did say it for
I
some
don't
reason.
remember her saying
She
that.
did.
Well,
Anyway.
after that girl done it,
Yeah.
and then she sat down, and that our psychic lady was like, she's trying to give you signs.
Oh, boy.
You need to start seeing these signs.
my
Then
God.
she was like, does anybody else want to do it? And then her friend, which I assume they seemed like they were a couple.
Well, maybe.
they're just probably
I figure we're good
BFFs.
friends.
I don't know. I got a couple vibe.
Okay.
Anyways, she's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I think her mom died too.
Yeah.
She did.
That's the one that got creepy.
She's been dead for like 3 or 4 years though.
14 years, something like that.
Oh,
What was more creepy
yeah, it was
about
on
that
time.
one?
That's the one
that was
where
the
she
cross real
asked,
fast.
are you in
Oh,
paradise?
Yeah, that was that one. So she asked, is your mom in paradise with her loved ones? And then yes was open and no was closed.
boy.
And as soon as
They slammed closed.
they were open and they were starting to go like this, and she asked if she was in paradise with other loved ones, and them things slammed closed.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Super fast.
Oh, man.
Then everybody got real quiet and awkward and kind of looking around at each other like, ruh-roh.
Yeah, it's like I paid my $40 because I want to
Yeah.
I want to come here and goof on this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You
And then
know?
all of a sudden she's like, oh, so she's there by herself then. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so are you
we were
friends?
all like, no,
Yeah.
that's not what that means.
I was like, I'm not sure that's what
Yes,
you
I was
interpreted that
like,
correctly.
yeah.
She rebounded it well.
Like,
though.
Oh, she did.
It's
But
a-
then afterwards, when she was done, she was like, so you don't have any other loved ones that have passed on? That girl's like, yeah, I got like 3 or 4 other people. And then she just like dropped it real quick and went on to next
Yeah,
next
she's like,
thing.
I'm going to go ahead and close all y'all down. Let's move on.
Yep. It's
Well,
time
I
for
tell
a
you,
break.
After we left that room,
Yeah.
we lost half the group.
We did. We were down to like
so I don't,
7.
I don't know what happened to those people. If she was emotionally wrecked to where
We
she
lost
didn't follow.
not just them.
We
It was
lost
them,
them
right?
3,
There
but we
was
lost
3 of
another
them.
2 more.
I think people were like, all right, I
They
came here
crossed
to
the line.
find.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you really just overstepped a boundary.
Yeah.
It's one thing to
We didn't
like
come for no John Edwards,
Right.
Madam
People-
It was
Cleo.
weird.
to-
that
Preying
nobody
on
has
people.
no emotional attachment to.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
over here just
We're here looking
having
for Civil
fun,
War ghosts.
Right.
looking for people.
That's a foul. That's
Confederate
a
Yeah,
foul.
you
Union
don't do
soldiers.
that.
No.
Like she crossed a serious line. I felt
She
like.
did.
Yeah.
too.
We
I
were all
felt
awkward
weird.
after that.
Yep.
I mean, we should have been like, I need my money back.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'm gonna do this whole thing,
Yeah.
but you know, you really
you
you
put me in an
stepped
awkward
over
spot.
something.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
felt dirty.
everybody in that room was.
It's like now we know her
awkward
mama
feeling.
is not in heaven.
Yeah,
How you think she
Well,
feels?
no.
That's why we lost them.
Her mom, she asked if you're in paradise with other relatives, and it closed shut. So other relatives obviously are in hell, not mama.
I don't know. It slammed shut real fast.
But
It
there
did.
again, I'm going to cast my vote that it all doesn't mean anything, and
I
these
know,
stupid little
right?
sticks are wiggling around.
Well, and
because
see
people got
that
in their hands.
also I felt like did away with what we all just experienced with me and the other chick that done it. Once you done that, then you could really arguably say both of those girls were emotionally invested in what you're trying to do, and they were manipulating the things in a manner to bring them closure.
Yeah.
Like she should have never brought that up.
But her arms, her hands didn't move though. Again,
I
I stared
guarantee-
at everybody's hands. Like hers were. I mean, they were shaking like this, but they never like
I
went
guarantee-
forward
so
or
I've
went
got,
backwards.
Okay, so I had there are magic
Because
tricks.
I watched, they just shit like that.
It's based on absolute balance or whatever, but there are tricks.
But I got some coming in, so we're gonna test them out.
Okay. So I've got this key or whatever that you put in your hand or whatever. It's called the magic key or whatever, and it's perfectly balanced or like the
I
head
got one
weighs
of them
just
little hand
exactly as
pendulums
much.
coming in too that
Oh
swings.
my gosh, we're getting in deep
Renee's
here.
done went too deep. Send all that crap back.
So you put
I
this.
will
You,
after I use it.
you put this key in your hand or whatever, and as you say the magic words or whatever, it slowly starts. The key starts turning in your hand. And I've got the instructions to it, and they tell you, it's like, look, man, this thing's really balanced. Like, it takes almost imperceptible motion of your hand to make it move. And literally, like, it's one of those things, like, I do it so slowly or whatever, you won't see my hand
Yeah,
moving.
but 2 copper rods aren't that key.
It's the exact same
It's
thing.
not the exact
It's
same
even
thing.
worse
Cross
because
them.
they're on a... Look, I'm telling you, I can make those sticks move, and you wouldn't see my hands move.
Well, we will find out.
We're gonna find out.
Because it ain't
And then we're
got-
gonna go to the
'cause-
cemetery,
'cause
we're
you
gonna do a
can't
live
even- 'cause guess
podcast
what?
on
You
GoPro.
don't even have to see my hands or whatever. I can tilt my entire body and you not see them move.
I can tell your hands are moving.
Well, I exaggerated there because I'm not trying to fool you.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's all bull.
But I'm with you that I think this whole ghost experience thing
Oh yeah, this one was
was
awful.
bull.
Yeah.
I don't deny that ghosts probably exist. I think ghosts do exist. But I felt like that whole thing was a money racket.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was just there to
Yeah.
get people's money. But I can't explain the rods when I held the rods.
Like you said, I think dowsing rods have known to work in the real world applications. Like I'm hunting running water. Who's to say that there ain't running water? There's water pipes in that house, like you said.
Yeah, but they wouldn't
It doesn't
open to
matter,
the
man.
question.
Yeah, the
that's
question-
the thing.
that's-
That's
that's
the
what
only
weird.
thing that
Oh,
throws
my.
me
Yeah.
off. I'm 100% that human pendulum thing is a psychological, like you were saying earlier, like you
So by
you
those-
don't realize that you're being suggested
Yeah.
into something because it's so like it's just one of those
But
psychological
how do you
tricks.
choose what to answer yes and what to answer no to?
But also going forward,
Well,
along
it don't
that,
matter. It's just whatever which way you go. That
But why do you never go sideways? Why does like nobody ever like?
they
or,
say.
like, stumble,
well, they
like,
say,
"Ooh,
let me know what's
ooh."
yes. So if I go forward,
Yeah, no, but
Well,
I'm
that's
saying like
yes.
if they're doing that, though, why do they never like stumble sideways?
because you're
or
under suggestion.
anything?
You've seen what's expected of you and you play into it. But along the lines of thought that you're saying about those rods, well, then by that theory, you should be able to stand there with your hand still, and those rods should never move until you ask a question, because that's the only time the ghost influences.
well, they
it.
didn't move till she asked questions.
You think you'd have stood there all night long, and the only time that woman had the power to connect you with a ghost
I
to
don't.
make those
Like I
stick
said, I
moves.
don't know. I said out of everything that we've done there,
But I tell you what, we'll
The
do this.
one
We'll
that's
take the rods
harder-
and we'll hold them on the table.
Just mount them
So
in
that your
something.
hands
yeah,
can't
there you go.
move.
That's even better. Mount if it's real, mount them, let them set dead level, and then ask questions. That's
No.
that's how to debunk it.
that is how to debunk
Yeah,
it.
they won't move. I guarantee you, unless there's some water
We'll
flowing
get
around
2
here.
things of Play-Doh.
There you go.
Just stuff them down in Play-Doh.
We still had them at Aliens and Predator. We could have them hold them.
Man, we just can get Venom.
Yeah, he's
My
got hands
Venompool.
perfect for that.
He'll
Yeah,
flip-
exactly.
He'll flip over. He can't hold
Oh,
something
no,
like
we can. I can lean him back to where he'll hold them.
I bet
We'll figure this out
We'll
later.
figure that out.
Okay, so
Stuff
we're
on
done
Play-Doh.
with that lady. This woman
Yeah.
has
Oh,
crossed the
also,
line.
just so we
Go
know,
ahead.
everybody knows, they're these ladies are dressed in the
Oh, yeah.
time clothing period of, I guess, the Civil War.
Yeah, like they're
I
going.
I
to a
mean, they
fancy
are,
party.
but I don't know if they are.
What do
Wearing
they call
hoop
them? The hoop
dresses.
dresses.
The hoop skirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That one lady was dressed in all black that morning, so I don't know.
Hey, while we're here in a little bit of a lull, you want to bust out the keyword for this week? You have one?
Thanos.
That'll work.
Okay, I was gonna go with something ghostly, but okay.
Thanos is
we blew
ghostly.
it.
He's dead now.
He
in the
courts
MCU.
I was
He
gonna go
courts
with
death.
Lowery.
Thanos courts death.
He does. Okay, Thanos.
So there you go.
Okay.
Thanos.
Thanos.
That's good for what?
$100.
Nope.
No.
$100. What?
To me, you gotta give me
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah. If you come in and say Thanos for whatever reason, buying a figure, whatever, you got to pay Philip $100.
You get 10% off.
10% off your purchase.
10% off.
10% cannot be combined with any other discounts, offers, or coupons.
And if we do have out-of-state listeners, which I hope we do,
yeah, you can use it for.
you can use it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go to our Facebook
For
page.
online purchase. And
Use
we'll have a
that
website up soon. So
Yeah,
Coming
we
soon.
are into summer. There will be totalnostalgia.com where you can buy.
you can actually shop online.
You can shop us online. That's gonna happen.
You'll-
And I'm gonna steal Big Bad Toy Stores thing where
Pile of loot.
you can get you a loot going. We'll get
That's the best thing. You should do that for comic books. Nobody does a comic book pile of loot. If you
I
can
We'll
get
have
your,
to figure
no,
out
you-
how to do that.
that's basically
Like how you can add the stuff without like shipping it out. And
you
add
have
the
to create
stuff.
an account, right?
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but
And then you once
somehow
you
they have
once
a software that'll let it add it,
Yeah,
it's letting
it's letting it group it per customer or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do
Don't
that.
be making promises of things that we can't deliver on.
Well,
right
that
now.
may be a
That might
future.
be next
The
year.
website may be this year, but the fully
yeah, I
developed.
didn't really
yeah,
give
yeah.
a time for
Okay.
that, but surely like if you make
I
a
don't know. I haven't
website
looked nothing up
and
about
you make
so.
it the one where like they can have a login, wouldn't it just be like off that because your
Well,
cart
no,
No,
saves?
but see,
but-
they'd make a purchase. You'd have to make it where it doesn't charge shipping, so it has to be something completely different.
Yeah, I'll have to look into
Yeah,
that. If anybody
yeah.
out there
I mean, it's
listening
custom.
who's
Just
good
probably
with
just scrub that off of
computers
there.
and good with
I know a guy that can do all this.
and
but-
good with stuff like that, just
All right.
and you want to help us?
The government's got all my monies right now, so you know.
Taxes
Yeah.
scarier than any ghost we met Saturday night.
It is scarier than the ghost.
The
Texas.
the
I
ghost
turned
of
whiter.
William.
I turned whiter with that. than
Yeah,
I
you
do
were a
with
ghost,
you.
wasn't you? Yeah.
I don't want to
I
hear
did. My soul left my body
Mhm.
momentarily.
It's on you.
All right, so we finished with the crazy lady. Well, one of the
Yes.
crazy ladies,
They're
and
all
we
crazy.
take another break.
That guy was the most awkward
It
though.
was weird.
Good
So,
Lord.
so the next one was actually to me was the most interesting part of the night. It's all still bogus, but it was the most interesting because
It
of what
was.
we
Yeah, I
did.
It was
felt
the
like
most
that-
I
entertaining.
think it was. So
that
we go
one-
up, we go
And I
back.
kept wondering the whole time we were in that bottom room what all that noise was. I kept hearing some like people
Right.
screaming
Yeah.
upstairs.
So we go upstairs.
I thought,
into
ooh, we're
one
going
of
to
the-
exorcism
there's
next.
what, 3 rooms upstairs. 4, I guess, if you count that bathroom.
Yeah.
Because four rooms upstairs.
The
And
Underground Railroad room.
we'll get to that's our last stop. So
Yeah.
we're in this office room or whatever, and we've got this 2 ladies in there, and we're all sitting around the room like we've always done. And I think all 4 of us were in the floor on that one, right?
Yeah, and
No-
this is
no
also
chairs.
the
Yes.
room where
The ghost
What's her
walks
name?
across. Anna.
Yeah.
Anna is supposedly said to be seen. Okay, now this is screwed up. This is
Yeah.
a little backstory on Anna.
Yeah, if she
Okay.
died on the
So,
floor.
Anna can be seen in this room.
Yeah.
They rent this place out for weddings.
Mm.
Anna was killed before her fiance could get back from the war to get married. They have her in the room that she stayed in and she's seen in is the room where they keep all the wedding photos.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you gonna mistreat this poor
You're
ghost?
torturing her like, hey, look what
Yeah,
you
you're-
didn't have to get to
Yeah,
enjoy.
yeah, put them in the other room.
Well,
Yeah.
also too, remember that they said the night before that they caught an apparition
Ooh.
on the camera.
Oh, no.
The lady was sitting over there to the side, by the mirror was on that side and the door was right there. And the lady was sitting on that side. She's like, she was sitting right over there where you were, and she was recording towards the window and caught a white
You
thing
just tell
coming
that
towards
story.
in the
I've got chill
camera.
bumps over here.
Remember she said that they
I don't
caught that the
remember.
night before.
I'm sure she said it, but
That's because you were probably sitting there like talking in your head like.
well, when we got in that room, they turned the lights off, and I
Man,
laid back down on the
You
floor.
were full. Yeah,
I know.
Philip was laid back, spread eagle, like he was in the comfort zone at this point.
I'm telling you, I could have took a nap.
Yeah, it looked like. I looked over and Philip's laid out, and I'm like, what is Philip doing over
I know.
there?
I had
I-
to smack him and be like, sit up.
Well, I can't sit Indian style
Yeah.
very
So
well.
does
Yeah,
that
I've
really
seen
hurt
these
your
guys. You
hip?
can sit there with your legs straight out.
Even before I had the hip problem, I've just never been one of those kids
He's not limber.
Oh,
that
at
can sit
all.
that can
Really?
sit Indian
Yeah.
style.
No,
It just
not
hurts.
limber.
Yeah.
It hurts my hips.
Okay.
So I just can't do it.
All right, so we're
I'm
sitting
not
all
going
around the
to.
room, and she breaks out. She's like, "Hey, this is an app you can get in front of. What? Spiritus?
Spiritus.
So
Spirit
she-
box.
Yeah. So she hooks up a Bluetooth speaker and just throws it in the middle of the floor, and it starts making some of the weirdest noises. So she's like, the company that makes this says that there's no like
Word bank.
yeah, there's no database of words that this thing will randomly say. That it's supposedly just
Filters
whatever it picks
through.
up, it says or whatever. It sounds to me that it's not like you get constant audio. It's like you get a little snippet every 4 seconds or so, something like that. And it sounds to me like it's like when you hit the scan button on your radio in your car or whatever.
Yeah, seek,
and
seek,
seek. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like a few seconds and then it moves on or whatever. It
Yes.
sounded like because you were hearing music from time to time. It sounded like it was scanning
Sound
through
like Casey
frequencies.
Kasem up on there.
Rick Dees and Ricky
Yeah,
Top.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
at one time he said something about Rick and then they said 40. I'm pretty sure we picked up Rick Dees and Wiki Top 40. But that's what it
Yeah,
sounded
yeah.
like. You'd get. I don't know.
Does he still come on, Rick?
Is he
Dees?
alive?
If he's still alive, surely he comes on. Rick Dees had the jam on Saturday night.
Yeah, I know
Anyway.
that Casey Kasem
Yeah, he's gone.
He
is
died.
dead.
Yeah, Cliff Jumper, R.I.P. He was the voice of Cliff Jumper.
Really?
Yeah, Casey Kasem did a bunch of voices in '80s in like Hasbro
He was on
cartoons.
Scooby Doo too, wasn't
I
he?
didn't know
Or
that.
like
Yeah, he was
Batman, like
Shaggy,
Scooby-Doo.
right?
Was he Shaggy?
I don't remember.
We got
I
phone.
know
Somebody
he-
Google it.
Yeah.
Sure, I think he's
Yeah.
Shaggy.
I'm
Yeah,
used to
that
a lot.
much,
He had a
yeah.
good radio voice.
Oh yeah.
He
Just
did
like,
a lot of
uh,
cartoon voice acting.
Dang, who's that?
Matter of fact,
one guy?
there's a story about Casey Kasem had a falling out with Transformers. So they had an episode to where the Decepticons had teamed up with like I guess like a stereotypical Middle Eastern, like he was from Lebanon, I think. Casey Kasem was, and the Decepticons had teamed up with some stereotypical Middle Eastern dictator like or whatever, and they named the name of the fictional country Carbamia. And this was around, this was like in the mid '80s, so like there had been like bombs and stuff like that in I guess the World Trade Center and that kind of stuff. Like there was a lot of anti-Middle Eastern dissent, I guess, among the people or whatever, and they were kind of just making a goofy story about it. He wouldn't have no part of it. Like I don't know if that was when he exited the show or whatever, but there was some stinking. He wasn't happy about it. I think he's Lebanese descent.
Who's that other guy that used to do the rest of the story?
That's
Paul
Paul
Harvey.
Paul Harvey.
Paul Harvey.
I used to love listening to that
Yeah.
one. I used to
Now you were listening to him a long time after he was dead.
when we used to
As
go
his
hunting
ghost.
a lot, and that would
Yeah.
always be on right
Me
before
too.
we'd go to the hunting club.
Yeah, we always heard it on the way to school in the morning because WDRM played it in the morning. That and Earl Pitts. You remember Earl
Oh,
Oh
Pitts?
yeah, you
Wake
know
up,
what
America!
makes me sick?
Yeah, I love Earl Pitts.
Is he still do stuff?
I've
used
looked
to-
him up recently.
alive?
He used to be
I
on
think he's still alive.
106.1, or that's where I used to hear him on. All
He
the
was
time.
he was syndicated. Like he was from somewhere up north or whatever, and it was just like Paul. I think I just spit all over this. He was syndicated.
all right,
like,
that one's yours, so.
Well, it's a spit guard, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, look him up. Like he don't look what you would think he
Oh,
looks like or
no.
whatever. He's a character. Like he's a character this guy has created.
Yeah.
Like I think he puts on like a fake mustache and he puts on like a big ball cap and all this
So
stuff.
he's
Yeah,
hilarious.
He was hilarious. Yeah. Wake up, America!
I
And
remember.
then the music would start playing in the background. Yeah.
I can always remember. At least I'm pretty sure it was him. Long when I was a kid when Pokemon came out and he was making fun of it. And Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Yeah.
He's good. That's classic.
He is
That sounds about
good.
right.
Yeah. I mean, that's like your parents' comedy, but he was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
So back to the Spiritist
back to the
box.
Spiritist box.
I think me and you were the only people that heard the backwards
it
chanting
was.
stuff.
a lot of the songs.
Because you
sounds,
didn't hear that, did you?
You
never
like
heard
that.
the backwards stuff? Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Somebody
Only
playing
evil
audio
spirits
backwards.
can hear that.
Well,
Well,
we
I'll sign
also
up
are
for
the
that.
ones that heard murder and bass.
Yeah.
And we were the only ones that heard murder,
Did you hear
bass.
Henry?
I heard Henry and I
Henry?
heard Kyle.
Okay.
But that was in my headset though. I heard
And
Kyle
I could've
run.
What name was she saying that they kept picking up on the night before? Some dude's name that
Oh,
little girl. I could have swore I heard whatever name she said.
Ben.
It was something like that. Whatever it was. She was like, we had this girl in here the other night, and the spirit box just kept saying this guy's name or whatever. She's like, I don't know anybody by that name or whatever. But they were like, it was like telling her to stay away. Like, he's not really your friend or something like that,
Yeah.
right? And whatever that name
He's
was.
not your friend.
Yeah, whatever that name was, I could have swore I heard the thing say that. But we clearly heard it say beast.
Yeah, beast, murder, or is it murderer?
I don't remember.
Murder. It was murder. It was beast, murder, and then that like backwards talking.
Yeah, it's like
devil
if you play
chant.
audio backwards
Yeah,
or whatever.
like you took a vinyl record
yeah.
and went backwards.
I would say
Yeah.
like at least a fourth of the stuff we
Yeah.
heard was like something being played backwards.
Yeah.
So don't tell me this thing ain't got a word bank, or if it does,
But it's weird though that nobody else, because when we said something about that though,
Yeah.
nobody else heard that.
I know it's like yeah,
I
and it's
never-
one of those things. She wanted you to call out if you heard anything.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna like a.
But it's like
Ding
I don't
dong.
mind calling out what right. I don't mind calling out when I hear something, but like as soon as I start talking, it's saying something else. So I'm like,
I
let's
just-
everybody shut up
I
and
don't
remember
feel like
what
I
you
had
hear.
Tourette's and yelling out, you
Brr,
know.
beast, yeah.
Murder.
cow. Yeah.
Run.
I didn't hear anything until, she put the
You put the
headphones,
headphones
on,
on.
and then she let you.
No, that was a different one,
It was,
right?
Well, it was the same thing. She would ask questions.
Yeah, but
Y'all
it wasn't that
couldn't
out.
hear
It wasn't that.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't
what?
hear anything. It'd filter through, and I'd be like,
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna sound so stupid
It was
saying
the
what I
same.
hear.
It had to be the same app because it sounded the same.
Yeah, the same radio.
did the same
scrolling
exact
through.
thing.
Did it? I
Yes,
thought y'all
it
were just. I thought
did.
y'all said y'all were just hearing static like
You would
constantly.
Well,
hear-
it would. It wasn't as many words and phrases
I was-
as
so
that.
I didn't do that,
But
so,
it was a
okay.
lot of just like jumbled
But when
static.
it did do it, it did it just like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll
That box
explain then.
thing.
So after
Sounded like
after
Bumblebee.
we're all sitting around and listening to the one speaker in the floor, she breaks out two small radios that have headphones hooked up to it, and she's like, "This will be a little more of a controlled environment. Like these people are going to turn away from us. They're going to put these things on, and they're going to call out to us if they." She was going on asking questions or whatever. Y'all couldn't hear did y'all hear the questions anytime she
I
asked
could not
them?
hear. I could feel a vibration of her talking,
Okay.
but I could not hear anything she
So
was
she-
saying.
she
You
would
couldn't
ask-
make her out enough to really tell.
No,
what it
know
was.
which is
James
why I
like
didn't
that.
want to
Right.
say anything because I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. What I say is probably gonna be totally stupid,
Which
not
is
just make no
against the
sense.
point. You gotta do
I
it.
know.
It was
So-
muffled, like. "Mom."
So she's asking questions. They've got headphones. And y'all didn't do it at the same time, but
No, Renee went first.
Renee went first.
With
Okay,
her
so
heavy breathing.
Yeah, so Renee gets the headphones on, and she's on her knees,
It's dead
facing
silent.
away from the entire everybody else in the room. We're all facing towards the inside of the room. And as soon as this woman starts asking questions, Renee's going. And I thought Renee's in pain. I was like, does Renee have bad knees or what? Because she's sitting on her knees. I was like, she must be in pain. Like, this is torture for her or something. And it continued. And the woman kept asking questions, and Renee shifted finally and got set down in a more comfortable position, but the breathing didn't stop. And I was like, oh my gosh, Renee's been possessed with something. This lady has opened her up, and somebody's come inside. And Renee didn't know she was doing it apparently, or if she did, she didn't mind being real awkward because it was weird for the rest of us. I'll tell you that much. But I don't remember. Did you ever holler anything out? Did you?
I didn't.
Okay, so
but I did hear stuff though.
She did hear stuff.
It said
this is all
it said a couple
hearsay.
things, but I heard it said Steve, and then it like made like a weird noise and it said run.
All right, Steve, if you're out there, whoever you are, just run. I don't know any better advice for him. Like, I don't know your situation, Steve, but run if anything looks out of place.
But Phillips
Steve
was
was
the
there.
best because we get the in Jesus' name.
Okay, so here we go.
calling
So we switch up now. So I think there was two people with it when you did.
Yeah, two and
Two
two.
people did that. Didn't really get much out of Renee or the.
Did the other girl say anything?
I don't remember honestly.
Me and her both just probably sitting there. Y'all just got to hear me breathe.
She
Yeah,
didn't say anything.
I think everybody was stunned by Renee's breathing at that point. So we switch out.
I was concentrating.
Phillips in round 2 and some other woman.
Yeah.
Was that the crazy woman that got it the second time?
No, the
No,
crazy
this
one
is
waited
watching
She didn't do
until
that.
the next
Okay.
thing.
All right. So Philip puts the headphones on. What do you hear, Philip?
Well, there was one time when I thought I heard her say steps, but I didn't say that one. But I think I said something about murdered, and then
44.
44,
40. Yeah.
and then 1, and then y'all told me that the question she asked, had anybody been killed? That's when I thought I heard.
No, she asked, was there any evil?
No,
She
that
asked
was
how many
later on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going from
That's the
first
first
thing I
one
heard
I
to the last thing I heard. Y'all told me that she asked, was anybody killed here? And I felt like that's when I heard murdered and steps. And then she asked, how many spirits are in the room with us? That's when I said 44. And then y'all said she was asking questions about why aren't y'all being vocal? Is there somebody keeping you from communicating with us? Is there an evil spirit here? And that's when I said 1. And then that's when she said, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Oh man, here we go crossing lines again.
And she was
look,
like-
we're here for
And
a
then
goose.
everybody got real quiet
again.
again.
Yeah.
And then we lost more people in the group.
Oh, my. So like again, let's reiterate: we're not here for a seance. I'm here for goofing on
No.
ghosts or whatever. I'm here because
Yeah.
it's a spooky little atmosphere, or whatever.
Yes.
Let's get
We're
out
just here to
these.
have a good time.
Let's get out these toys that have no scientific value in them. It's just like they might randomly do something or whatever, and then we'll speculate, oh, that was a ghost. You know,
But
and that's
now-
as far as I want to be.
You know, I couldn't hear the questions, but the weird part is,
did the answers come in time with the questions? I don't remember.
I
don't.
Y'all said that they did.
Did they?
Yeah,
I don't
we can
what
play
he
it
would
back.
say
Okay,
afterwards. It would
okay.
like, she would ask a question. He'd be like, 1.
So
Okay.
that was extremely weird. The
Yeah.
fact that she was like, are there any spirits here? And I hear.
I didn't pick up on
44.
that.
And I don't know. I guess I
Okay.
need to go back and listen to the video
Yeah.
too to see at the times I heard stuff what it was she's saying.
You probably just hearing yourself breathe. I don't know if you
I,
heard
don't, I couldn't
anything.
hear. Like I said, I
Yeah.
could just hear like vibrations of. I could tell she, like the teacher
know.
on Charlie Brown, like like that.
You know, I feel like the ghost stuff that makes the most. What? That makes the most sense, since they're probably on like, let's say if ghosts are real, they operate on a different frequency than we do. I feel like you would get them coming through those forms of electronics like
Well,
more
that's why
than you
people do
would
the
like
voice recorder
other
boxes,
stuff.
But they record and they play it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
back.
I'm saying, like-
Yeah.
But why don't our radios in our cars pick this crap up all the time?
Listen, I don't think the little soundbox thing is a thing,
Or
but
cell
people
phone.
will do the recorders, but they have to go back later and listen and like turn it
Yeah.
up, manipulate this, manipulate that,
cut out
to-
a lot of the background noise
Yeah.
and stuff.
and pull like turn like this certain level
Yeah.
up to hear it, and
Yeah. I think
I
there's
don't
a
know.
lot of times you can make
There's a lot of
something out of
stuff.
nothing if you play it
That
hard enough.
that room was creepy with the whole.
Just at that point when she starts invoking the name of our Lord and Savior,
yeah,
that's a
They're
foul.
like,
Like, don't bring
"No."
Jesus into this.
Well, hey,
We're,
man, if we got an
yeah.
evil spirit, I don't want him hanging around.
Yeah.
You know, they are scared of his. Like, evil fears the name.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't like it because it made it really, really creepy.
Yeah, especially since we had already heard murder and beast.
But if there is a daggum demon lurking around that room, I want him. I don't want him around me.
I don't bl-
And telling
I think,
Steve to run.
I'm pretty sure that now I will not deny that there very well could be demons among us.
Oh yeah.
But I don't believe that woman had the power to contact them. To be honest with you, I mean, just me.
Well, I don't think she could
Unless they're just
contact him,
super
but
I don't think
manifested
I don't
living
think
in
that
house,
if I'm a
but-
demon with whatever evil power I have roaming this earth or whatever, I wouldn't give her the privilege of thinking that she had some control over me. Like, no, if I want to display my presence, it'll be me throwing her out the window or something like that. Not
Well,
not
and
with
plus-
something
her.
over, but I'll show you.
Yeah, something like that.
you know, if you believe in the
Kick
whole
you out the
exorcist
chair.
thing, not all demons. Like some demons, it takes a lot of using the Lord's name before you.
talking about old Pazuzu, right?
You know, it just takes a while before he even takes authority to it, you know, because he's, you know, I'm sure there's multiple levels of demons, you know, you got your lackey demons and you got your demons
If you
who
watch all those
rule
exorcism
legions.
movies, it's based on real things and all that real footage from it. And it's creepy. They have to go
Here's-
through a lot of casting out to get them
Here's my
demons
That's what
out.
I'm
movie.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
like not all demons
it
are
wouldn't
on
be
the
like one
same
time,
demon
like,
scale.
Yeah.
And I would assume a demon that rules over legions of other
Oh yeah.
demons, it's gonna take a little more to get that guy to leave and do stuff.
Oh,
He
yeah.
just don't
That's when you gotta call in
immediately
the
are like,
Catholic
you
priest.
said the Lord's name. I'm out of here.
Speaking of exorcism,
Yeah.
movie recommendation. I think it's The Last Exorcism.
Yeah,
Watch
I
it.
remember you telling me about that.
It's about this minister that he's grown up in a church that believes in exorcisms or whatever. He does not believe it in the least or whatever. So, but he does them because he makes money doing it, and he goes out on what is gonna. He can't do it anymore. He can't be a fake anymore or whatever. So he's going out on his last one, and what do you know? What the last one turns out to be a little more realistic than what he was hoping for. It's a good movie.
You know,
I really
I
like it. I
believe
think
in
there's
the
two
whole
of them. They were
exorcist
pretty
thing
good.
because
You
Well, it
do or
says that in the
don't?
Bible with the pig casting
there's
the
a
demons
there's a
in
guy
the
that
pigs and
comes
all
in the
that too.
store and
Oh
he's
yeah.
he wouldn't tell you a lie.
No.
He just wouldn't tell you a lie at all. You can just read him. He's honest, and
Yeah.
he's
Those youth
he
Bible camps.
you know he's been
and-
involved his entire
war
life with the
camps.
church, and he's
Yeah.
still heavily involved. And he said he's been to some where they've had issues, and he said there's been some unexplainable things happen at some of these dealings,
Yeah.
like very, you know, small statured people being able to, you know, everybody in the room can't
Throw,
even hold
like,
them down
yeah.
and throw people around. And,
Eyes
Yeah.
turning completely black.
I'm not going to call anybody a liar. I'm not doing that.
well, look, I mean,
But-
they talk about it in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but
So it has to-
the apostles had power in the times of the New Testament or whatever to prove that their message was true. I don't think anybody today still has those powers.
Somebody
those
has
aren't
to because
given
the
to them.
church has to be carried on.
The church carries on, but that's
Well,
what
then
I'm.
so
that-
forth. Someone has to still be able to have the power
No,
of those
not at
previous
all.
apostles. It has
Not
to
at
carry
all.
over.
The power does not have. The power was there to prove. The power was
Well,
not.
it has to continue to
It
be there.
doesn't
To
have. Where does
prove.
it say it
Let's
has
not get on a
to?
religion topic.
Yeah.
Where does it say that? Okay.
That's not a good one.
It's not a good one. But I mean,
We
by
just lost
logic,
listeners.
yeah, we did. But logic dictates that it has to.
So I could resubscribe and
Nah,
get
not to
5%
me.
off.
Logic,
again.
no, or whatever. So where were we?
But so we
we've
lost
done the-
people in that group too.
Yeah,
After that one was over.
It was.
We all
are
got
we
together.
heading
That's
towards
when
our
we.
last.
That's when
Yeah.
we went back in the fire helmet room.
yeah,
and we were like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, so we take another break and we collect
Yeah.
ourselves as to what's just happened or whatever. And after we take our little break, we head to the last. So that we've got the newest spirit guide of the group or whatever. He's the sole male of the group of conjurers.
The most awkward poor guy.
Yeah, he was.
Gosh, he's so awkward.
And we all stuff into a bathroom that you might believe bordered on Hades
It was a closet turned with a closet with a toilet
and a
in
tub.
it.
And,
Yeah.
and it was hot as
Like a baby
it was hot as
tub,
fire
no
in there. It
air.
was heating up.
It was a hidden underground railroad.
Yeah, they said it was-
room.
yeah, it was-
Well,
they said-
even though it wasn't underground though.
And it wasn't
but-
hidden.
No. Well, the way they had it though, it was like a tiny pocket door. He said that they put the new
Oh,
door in,
okay,
but it was
okay.
actually like hidden where you couldn't see it was there,
And then
and would have just been like a little bitty.
They
like,
would
attic
pull
type
a
door.
giant chest of drawers in front
Yeah,
of
in front of
it.
it, so you
okay.
couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these people had converted into
And
a
those poor
full time
people,
like a
they-
second bathroom.
He said they'd pack like 30 or so people in there at a
And they
time,
would
standing there.
they would keep them in there till night.
yeah,
Then
It's
they
in the
would
runner.
they would move them from house to house.
yeah,
And slowly just keep moving them till they're out of the city.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It
That-
was.
I like historical stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
So at
there
this-
was nowhere to sit because they had stuff the mirrors
Yeah,
on
we're
the
standing
wall,
shoulder to
and they
shoulder.
had like boxes stacked up.
Some old lady
One lady sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
We really shouldn't
On
have
the
went in that room.
bathtub.
Like, that needs. If we would have had our full crew,
Yeah,
Oh, we
would've-
couldn't have
would've
fit.
they
made it.
must know that. Well, no, because the people who started had
Yeah.
full capacity, and they
Yeah.
had to start
I don't
off
know
in
what
that
they
room.
did.
Maybe they stood outside.
I don't know what they did either.
So we
but
get in there, and this guy's telling his story where he ain't got much, and so well, a lady in our group, she goes first, right?
Yeah.
So
Human
Renee
pen-
Vaughn-
human
The
pendulum.
human-
We're going to do the human
Pendulum.
pendulum again. This is the first time we've experienced it as a singular group. Renee's going to be a catcher, right?
Yep,
Where you
I catch both times.
She caught both times.
Yep.
She's front catcher, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's some other woman doing back
Doing the
catching.
back.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk us farts, so I chose front.
Yeah,
I
that's a
was
good
like,
point.
I'm going to the front.
Yeah, if a spirit's got to make a clean getaway, you don't want to be in his way. And so they get this woman up here, and it's another one of them things. Like I said, this human pendulum is the most unbelievable part of it, because it's like nobody is standing. The suggestion is so strong because this guy's asking a question. I guess you feel sorry for the guy. You don't want him to seem like an idiot or whatever. But to me, it's like it's same thing as those dowsing rods. Like if you set them dowsing rods right there, are they just going to sit there by themselves for still until a ghost acts
You
on
really
it?
should have
You should have
volunteered
participated
yourself
in
into
at
the
least
human
one thing.
pendulum.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I think it's for sure some psychological thing,
Yeah.
but you should have volunteered yourself.
But so like the lady that goes before you, as soon it wasn't just like, oh, something's moving on there. As soon as he would get the question out of her mouth, she would boom or boom. She was going forward and backward, just flying all over the
She always
place.
made a face when
Yeah, and she's talking to him like she's supposed to be possessed with a ghost or whatever, and she's talking to him with the guy that's asking the question. She's adding to the
At
conversation.
the end of
or
it, I know
whatever.
she was like, at the end of it, she's talking about like having an affair
She
type
made
thing.
up this whole narrative.
and we're all
that-
sitting there
yeah.
looking at each other like, when did this?
yeah
This wasn't even spoke about.
I don't know
What do you
where
mean
Maybe she
affair?
really was possessed.
Yeah, she's like, I could sense, that him and somebody else
him
was
and Mary
there.
were having a little
I'm
something on
like,
the
what are you
side.
talking
I don't know.
about?
That lady was like,
But she was
But I'm
moving
telling you
like,
though,
I
like,
mean,
so I wouldn't stand in front of somebody. You don't look them right in the face because they're awkward and staring at you. So I like looked at her like from the side. Like I could see her face, but I was looking at her shoulder the whole time. So like her face was still here, like in my view, but I couldn't see her. But when I would stare at her shoulder, I guess it was just because I was staring. Her face would start to look like it was like, you know, people that's got like super bad like stroke face. It's like
Bell's palsy or something.
like just like hanging down,
Yeah.
almost like putty kind of hanging
Yeah.
down. That's how her face looked in my peripheral.
I looked at her
vision
pretty
of
good. I
seeing
didn't
her.
catch her face melting.
So that's just how it looked when I was standing there at her, like not looking at her because I'd focus in on that. But that's how.
Renee,
my
between
eye
your
could
breathing
see
and
it.
now this, I think you might have had a stroke that
I
night.
don't know, maybe.
something, or she's a.
But I told y'all
Psychic,
that
she
afterwards,
could be.
anyways.
Maybe you
That
need
I
to be
was
running
like,
one of
that
these.
face was like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never.
It was
saw that
distorted.
either.
I know, but see, I didn't
all I
look
saw was
directly
Yeah, you weren't
at
looking directly
her
at- well,
either. That's what I'm
that-
saying. Like, I didn't look because
And
it
that's
was
Well,
kinda
you
like-
know-
if you see ghosts and stuff, it's
But
usually
that's
like,
all I
oh, I
could
just
see.
seen it out of my peripheral.
And
Yeah.
the combination of him shining that bright light.
That's true.
Yeah,
And you got an
well, it was
astigmatism.
down this way, so it'd have been on the back of her head. So her head would have been dark to me in the
Yeah.
front.
But
But
her
Good.
that lady's faces were hilarious. When
Yeah.
she would
they were.
go
That's
for
why
it.
at first I started looking at her, and
Oh,
I was
she
like,
was
I
cut
can't
up.
look at her. I was like, I
Yeah.
got to stare at her shoulder or
She
something.
was in too because you. Okay, so
And
this
she
lady.
fell
get-
one time and almost touched a boob, and I was like, this real awkward. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I was
she-
like-
Yeah. Okay.
I don't touch his shoulders.
You should have just been like on her forehead.
Yeah.
The spirit of Christ compels you.
Boom!
That's the power of Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the power of Christ
Yeah.
compels you
So
to
they,
smack her in the head.
so they wrap this lady up, and their little thing is he opens you to spirits because this
Yes.
guy's got the power to open
In
you to
prayer.
spirits. Yeah.
he
and
did he pray?
Yes, he closes. He took his
Oh, did
hat
he?
off and he closed his eyes.
I think
and
by
he
that
did the
time
thing.
I was-
And so did the other lady that was in there too. They closed
Okay.
her eyes.
So
Oh, I
she
didn't
closed her.
listen to that
She
part.
closed her down when it was done or whatever, and then Big Phil steps up. He's gonna volunteer to be a human pendulum, and this, like I said, I don't remember.
Because
if
we
that
had
was-
to get some data.
we needed first-hand account of what's
Because
going on.
somebody else
here.
wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm
somebody
a
chickened out
Somebody
on
didn't
us.
volunteer.
Yeah, well, I
And
was-
you needed to be the one to
I know,
volunteer.
but I was filming. Like, who
Mr.
else was gonna
Skeptical.
film? Who-
Yeah.
I was filming.
I would have
No, but
filmed.
I was
You could have been
filming.
like, here, take my phone. I'm going in.
I-
Put me in,
I
coach.
At that
got, I
point-
got the best part of the
You
filming
think?
on my phone.
Well,
The toot.
we can't go back in time, y'all. Let's
No,
go-
but
can't
we
go back in
can.
time.
I can open you up right here,
Ain't no man taking that path with me. I'll tell you that right now.
and we don't have to call it opening up. Then we can label it something different.
Making you
No, that's worse. Submissive. Yeah,
I can
no.
make you,
susceptible.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make
to
you a
spirit.
conduit.
Yeah. I don't
and
like
we're going
saying
to
that.
allow a spirit to answer
Yeah.
questions
When we get our little
through your
rod,
motion.
when we get our rods
Maybe
in,
when
we'll do
we
a
got little-
follow up. We'll do a part 2
It
follow
could be
up.
dangerous with us not being trained to do that. Let's get a little bit under our belt before
We'll
we
see
start
with the
opening
rods,
it
you just
up.
take
Yeah.
the rods and you just ask
I'll
questions.
try that.
We'll go to a
Yeah.
cemetery.
Okay.
We'll go to that dead children's playground.
Okay.
And we'll see what we get.
Well, look,
I'll
those
go for
people
that.
aren't trained
And I'll
in
get those
anything.
apps.
Oh, I know.
They
those people are
they watch
those,
a bunch of
She's a
YouTube
self-taught
videos and
psychic medium.
they're into ghosts and they're into ghost
And they're
adventures
into
with Zach
cash and
Baggins
checks.
and all
Oh,
that crap.
Yeah.
So I can open you up, but we're not going to call
Just
it
don't
open
say,
it up.
just don't say that to me. Looking me in the eyes like you were just. I can open you up. I'm not into that.
I'm going to turn you to a conduit,
Okay.
and we'll have a ghost answer questions
That being
through
said,
the motion of your body.
That being said, Philip was as open as I've ever seen a man before a group of people. Like,
I
He's
resisted.
been saying a lot too.
huh?
I said you've been saying a lot.
I've been
too.
saying a lot.
Yeah.
I got.
He's saying a lot.
I've seen a lot. This is as wide as I've ever seen it.
Oh yeah,
And-
you have seen a lot of
Yeah.
men open.
Oh yeah. And
Poor
thanks,
Tess.
Renee. So Philip gets
You lay it out, I'm gonna-
Philip gets opened up, and we're searching for a spirit here or whatever, and apparently one lands in him.
A new spirit that's
Neat.
never been discovered
this
at
guy-
the Lowery
so
house.
this
He's
guy-
a part of the 44.
Right, part of the 44, the Legion.
So
of
there's
Is he
Swords.
still-
Union or Confederate?
Well,
He
I
was
don't know.
Confederate.
Did we get that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Was he
so-
in jail?
Yeah, he was jailed.
No, wait, that was the other lady's question.
No, that was my
was
question.
your
Trust me,
question?
me and this ghost are like this.
You
Yeah,
should have been in a trance. You shouldn't have even. See, that's why I'm saying if you still remember the questions, then you had sway over your answer.
But I wasn't in a trance. They never
You
put you
should've
in a
been
trance
in a
on that
trance,
human
though.
pendulum.
Just
They
you
should have
open
at
up
least
for them
put-
to
they could have put
spiritually
headphones on.
move
They
you, or-
supposedly,
use
from
your
what I've got
energy.
from that, is you're allowing it to just bump you in a direction.
Mm-hmm.
But you know when I told you that I read because I wanted to see if that could be how that was manipulated, and everyone says that it's basically some like psychological thing.
Yeah.
But the way for if it was real, the way for these people to prove to you that it was real, they don't need a physical body. They could put a ball on the floor.
Absolutely, it's
And
a
they get
control
to-
back and
group.
forth.
And tell you roll the ball back and forth for
Absolutely.
the questions.
You have
and
got
then
to
you
take-
the human element
Right.
completely out.
You take the susceptible, the weak link out of it.
Yeah.
But
But
they don't
sadly,
do that.
as we learned in the kitchen,
Yeah. No, you can't do that.
But
yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
asked me questions. I avoided trying to move for as long as I possibly
I
could.
seen you. I
Yeah,
could see
I
you
don't
standing
doubt that.
so
That's what
stiff.
I'm
Like
saying.
I could see you.
And I did a fair job.
And
I
he
felt
was
like
starting
for
to
a
move like
while
this,
and
and I
not
was
move.
like,
It's like trying to stand an egg up on its end or whatever. Like you know, you say you get. I know you can't do it one week of the day of the year, or whatever. But you say you hold it up there. You might get lucky for a while, but eventually that thing's gonna go one way or the other. You know, and I think the human body's the same way or whatever. You stand there, and like I said, now you wouldn't know when to say it if you were blindfolded, had headphones on, and you're just
that would have been
free.
the good
It
thing.
would've
Is
been
like
better. It
noise
would've
cancel, like you
absolutely-
couldn't hear
yeah.
anything, and
It
be like,
would have.
God, why am I falling?
Right.
That would be another way I
It
feel
would
like
have been
you
more
could
impressive.
take.
Yeah.
I
the-
still wouldn't buy it, but it would be more impressive at that point or whatever. Now, you know, if something violent happened the second he asked a question, or whatever, it'd be a little more believable. But
Yeah.
I just feel like in
Shove
the
him over
situ-
to the mirror.
right? Yeah, like you slam your head in the mirror and like you shatter that thing. But I
or
think
if I had a handprint on me.
yes,
Yeah.
if you had like a burning brand on you or something, that would
Yeah,
I'd buy
or
that.
like you know how when you touch
Scratches
somebody's
and-
skin, you can still see. You know, if you press
Right.
hard enough,
Any
you had
of that.
something like that.
We'd be having a different conversation.
But
here
you know,
tonight if we did.
the weird
Yeah.
thing with these ghost stories, there's people that have at these extremely haunted places that they'll have like you know
Oh, yeah,
they'll feel
cuts
like
and scratches
they'll
and
feel like something
bruises,
pushed them or punched them,
fire.
and they'll have legitimate
Yeah.
like
marks.
bruise
Have you ever met
marks.
any of
Yeah.
these people firsthand?
I have never met
That's
any of
what
these
I'm
people.
saying. It's always I've seen that on TV. They did, but it's like I've never met anybody that would absolutely tell. Now, I've had plenty of people. My dad and mom and my brother or whatever. Are like, yeah, So here's my little personal take of this. The house I grew up in is a pretty darn old house. I don't know how many people have owned it before. I'm pretty sure some of my ancestors built it, whether that's great grandparents or whatever it was. So as far as I know, nobody's died in it. But the whole time I'm growing up, my dad tells stories like he was outside working, and this was when I don't even know if I was born yet. If I was a baby maybe. My brother was old enough that he was running around the yard, where my brother's about almost 3 years older than me. And so he's outside working or whatever, and he sees something out of the corner of his eye. And I guess my brother's young enough at the time that he's like, he should not be out unchaperoned just running around. My dad's busy working on the house, and he sees a kid running around in the yard or whatever. And he hollers for him or whatever, and nobody says anything. He gets up and walks around, nothing's there, and he goes in there and asks my mom, like, was John? My brother's name's John. It's like, was he in the yard playing a minute ago? Was y'all outside or whatever? She's like, no, we've been in the house all day. Like, ain't nobody went outside or whatever. And he'll swear up and down that it's just like, I saw it clear as day. It was somebody there. It moved on. I followed whatever it was. that was the basis of all this. And then from then on, anything that ever happens, like I seen him. I woke up and he was standing at the end of the bed or whatever. But it's always a little boy. Or
Oh,
whatever.
he
So-
sees him in the house.
Yeah.
Your dad
Yeah.
sees this child in the house. He's seen him multiple times.
Multiple people. Like I would have probably said it at one point when I was a child and stupid or whatever. It's like, oh, I've seen him too, you know. Anyway, multiple stories from multiple people. Well, so one time we're at my grandma's. We always got together at Thanksgiving and Christmas or whatever. And she pulls out these pictures, old pictures or whatever. And it's like it's like standing at the corner of the lot, looking back towards the house, and the house is different. Like I guess my dad's added on to it or whatever, and I think a portion of it got destroyed in the tornadoes back in the 70s or whatever, and they rebuilt some of it or whatever. But it's this group picture of a bunch of people, and I don't know who it was or whatever. Right there in the front row is a little boy standing there. It's like, well, that could be who we're seeing, you know.
He didn't recognize him though.
Well, I mean, it was close enough to be like, you know, that's a little boy. Like he couldn't describe the kid's face whenever he saw him. It was just like a small figure.
They don't really have.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Indiscernible features.
Yeah, they don't really have like, oh well, yeah, dimples and.
Well, you know, I told you when my brother had a birthday party, my mom was gonna take us to the cemetery where this chick, she wasn't murdered there, but her body was found at this cemetery dumped where she had been murdered.
Yeah.
And we pull up and there's something standing out there, and it looked like a ghost. It was like
I sure hope there ain't no ghost in our land and speak.
Hey, we can do
Because
that.
those one people they did the same thing. Hispanic gang murdered this girl and threw her dead
We can
body
do that.
like near our land.
You know
and
the road that
Speak?
goes behind East Lawrence School
Wow.
where the buses take that
Yeah.
little cut. They found a dead body back there a couple years ago. You remember that? Some guy OD'd and his friends freaked out and didn't know what to do with him, and they took him back there and dumped him.
Oh,
Really?
And some kids were walking on the road and found that body and reported it or whatever. And it was a long time before they identified the guy. But
did
yeah.
they ever like arrest the?
Well, I don't think it was. I don't know if I mean, they were probably minors at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I really don't know how the story ended up. But they did eventually identify the guy or whatever. But that happened just like right off of that road.
Well,
Like, we could
dang.
go over that. We could walk down that road tonight.
I don't got my sticks yet.
Well,
We
okay,
can't
get
ask
your
questions
sticks.
yet.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody in that car
Seen it?
seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, I should have had my mom tell you that yesterday.
You should have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I met
mean,
Philip's mom yesterday.
yeah.
Really nice lady. Wanda? Is that her?
Wanda.
Yep.
Wanda.
Yeah,
Really
that's
nice lady.
Yeah,
Complimented
she
your
complimented
hair.
your hair.
Smart lady too.
Yeah, she's
You
like,
know.
"He's so cute."
Oh, she was a nice
How old
lady.
is he?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Well, oh
he
my
like
goodness.
older women.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, here we go. Wanda, reach out to me.
Oh, she was cracking me up.
Yeah, man.
I was like, you should have never told him his hair looked good.
As soon as she said that, was like, oh.
That's funny.
Oh. But no, we all did see that.
Yeah,
I was freaked out, and
but that's more the kind of stuff I'm into. I
multiple
prefer that.
people in the car broke into tears.
Oh my god, really that bad?
Like, I mean,
Jeez.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty scared. And when we got home, I thought like, I was like, Mama, what if it's here?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I was freaked out. I was always kind of freaked out about, like, I remember this one time my mom thought she saw a dead body on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I think there's a dead body back there. I'm at a turn. I said, no, you are not. I was like, if there's a dead body back there, somebody will find it, but we're not turning
It
around
ain't
and
us.
we're not finding
Yeah,
out. I
it
said,
ain't
if you
gonna be
pull
us.
over, I'm just going to start screaming. And she
What
was
good's
like,
that
well,
gonna
what?
do?
But well, I don't know. But she didn't pull over, so the threat worked.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I don't want to. I was young. I was like 10. I was like, I don't want to see a dead body. I don't want to think about a dead body. I was like, we're not turning around. Let the cops deal with that, or the people in the morning.
Just call Highway Patrol. Be like, I think I
Yeah,
saw a
I
dead
thought I saw
body.
something. You might
But I
wanna check
think it was
out.
like
Mile
13
marker
or
27.
14 when we saw that ghost. None of us could drive yet, so my brother was probably like 15, so I was probably like 13.
Yeah.
And all of his little buddies and stuff were there. And I'm telling you, man, two of them freaked out.
Yeah.
Two of them cried. One of them broke into prayer.
Oh my.
I mean, it was like, and we were in my
Yeah.
mom's minivan, and my mom's one of those anyway, like, I can't start the car.
You stereotypical mom in a
And I'm
movie.
like, and that's when
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, I
We're
know
all
you
dead.
can start this car. You start it right now.
Oh, she was playing with y'all.
Oh yeah,
that's
she was.
Great.
She was like, "Oh
I
my God,
love
the
it.
car won't start.
Oh,
we
I
can't
love
go
it.
nowhere."
And this guy is crying, and this
Yeah.
guy's praying.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
And I was like, "You better move this car, Mama. You better
Oh,
get us
man.
back now."
Yeah.
Man, too bad they didn't have GoPros back
Oh,
then.
boy,
Have
it'd
them
be
in the
so
car.
good.
It was a
So,
fun
I
experience,
gotta.
and we might have been psychologically coached into that by my
Could've been.
mama, because she
Could've
was
been.
talking this story up the whole time before we got there and all this. You know, like we were
Could
gonna
be.
see something.
Yeah.
She could have had a post. She could have had one of her friends to.
But there was
They'd be like, we're gonna
clearly
be out here. I need you to put on a sheet.
like a
You kinda-
lady or something
Yeah.
standing out there near a bench in the cemetery, and instead of like when you shine lights on a person, you can tell that.
Yeah, it don't go through 'em.
It's corporeal.
Well, it
like
wasn't that the lights went through them, but it was very the figure was
Pieces of silhouette.
illuminating. I guess is a
Yeah,
good word.
yeah.
Like it seemed real
Had like an
bright.
aura kinda.
Yeah, like
Aura?
real
Yeah.
bright around the figure.
Like
It
Rick
was
James.
weird, and everyone saw it.
Yeah.
And
We'll go to Dead Children's Playground.
Well,
one
see,
night.
that's what I'm
I've seen
saying.
pictures
So,
of stuff from stuff like
We'll
that.
get, we'll get a little bit of our
It's pretty
gear
creepy.
in. We'll get a couple of these things in that Renee's got or whatever, and we'll take a field trip
We'll
one
get us a little
night.
kit.
Yeah, as,
Yeah,
as,
go
as,
GoPro.
as summer gets here
Yeah,
or whatever,
we got GoPro.
I think we would enjoy it.
We're
maybe
gonna turn
more.
into Blair Witch.
It's definitely cheaper.
Running with
Yeah,
the
right.
well, it's far more creepier.
It is absolutely.
Because
Well,
You
that
don't know-
one, I don't think you could. You got to sneak into there at night because the police patrol it now because so many hoodlums.
I know y'all
up
don't
in
mind
there.
sneaking in someplace.
That was like my
Yeah.
dad then used to go riding four wheelers a lot in Little River,
Or go up to Chickenfoot.
Oh yeah.
and they
That what's that like?
White
Wendigo
thing.
Yeah.
White thing or sleuth thing. They call him sleuth thing too. Yeah.
well they were riding around the woods
We'll find him.
or on
Yeah,
these
we'll get it.
trails
We'll get the witch
at
sticks after him.
at Little River.
Why ain't nobody
and
ever thought of this?
They saw something in the woods, and they went up to investigate it, and it was like like this devil worshiping like setup, pentagrams drawn all over the place, and they think it was like animal blood like scattered all
Oh,
about.
man.
It
Where
freaked
was that at?
It was in Little River. It
Yeah.
freaked my dad out.
Yeah, I can see.
Like
We came across something like that when I used to live in Tuscaloosa. We went to the old Bryce Mental Hospital. They had closed down. It was like a 3-story.
Oh boy.
Oh, dude, they have like their own hospital there, hospital wings with still all the equipment in it. But it was a mental hospital and stuff. And we went into there, and like homeless people would be real bad in there. But there was like burned mattresses and like pentagrams drew on the walls.
Is
and,
that,
like,
is that right off
red
the
blood
side of a
splatter.
road? Like, is that hospital? And like
Yeah,
the
you
windows
kinda
are
go
busted
down
out
it.
and
Yeah,
stuff?
it's like
I've
real
seen
tall.
that. Yeah,
creepy.
yeah,
There
I've
used to
seen
be an
that.
old school there too.
Okay.
There's like a schoolhouse like the size of this room.
is
It just
creepy.
sits there, and you can. The cops patrol that now too. Won't let people
Yeah.
go. But Mom, when she actually went to school down there, it was still operating, and her apartment was near there. And then have like
man.
people escaping the mental hospital all the time, and they'd be driving around the apartments like looking for them and making announcements, looking for the
you don't
people
want to
that
go into
escaped.
any place that homeless people have like taken.
Oh, I know
over.
it's
Yeah.
awful.
You want to talk about getting possibly murdered?
Yeah.
You'd be a ghost.
Yeah.
One time, so the people that took us
All cracked
after
out,
they
man.
had took us, told us after we like ran because the cops came, we all had to like get down and hide, and we all got separated out because it's 3 stories of like different stairs going different places, and this hallway and that hallway, so everybody gets separated, and you come back out, and we all got in the cars finally and left after we had to like hide in the brush and stuff, and they were like, yeah, we did this about 6 months ago, and we got chased out of here by homeless people like running after us with stuff, and I was like, well,
Thanks for telling me now.
you should have told me that from the get-go to be on the lookout for crazy homeless people
Yeah.
trying to chase me out with weapons.
That would
Jeez,
be the
hypodermic
most.
needle or
That'd be
something.
terrifying. Yeah,
Especially
it would.
nighttime.
That'd be scary any ghost you ever run up.
because then
Yeah.
you're in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
you're going to end up dead.
I'm gonna get slaughtered at this.
But I did take one
Raped.
of the room numbers. I pried it off the wall and took it with me.
Oh, you don't take artifacts from places. That's how you bring
You
them
take
home.
them home
I
with
still
you.
got it somewhere.
Well, I know it's not anywhere in our possession because I've never
No,
seen
it'd
it.
have been packed up. It's probably in the
storage?
storage shed at Mama's.
Okay, well, as long as it's your mama's house.
you know
I
that
don't care.
wicker basket thing
Yeah.
I got? Yeah, it's in there.
They probably
But
threw
you
that
leave it
away.
It's in there. It's the room number thing. So it has like the room number. You can write the name of the people on it.
Yeah.
I pried it off the wall and took it home with me.
But that would be more fun going to actual physical locations
would.
and not having a. I mean, in all honesty, if there's 60 people stomping around the house, are the ghosts
Yeah,
gonna
the
be
ghosts
more
are-
active?
Well, I thought the thing I was disappointed with is they kept talking about the unmarked graves in the backyard and how I was going to get to
never
explore
got-
the backyard.
yeah.
We didn't even get to set foot in the backyard. Besides the very beginning, we were sitting there, and then they told us to get up out of there. We got to leave the house.
Other
Yeah.
than that lady did.
Oh, I got to
prove
close you
my-
down. We got to get out of there.
Yeah, they had. Okay, yeah. So Phil, after we don't even get the full story from Philip
no,
or whatever.
Phil's
and
still talking. He's asking questions.
Yeah, Philip's speaking in tongues, and the lady comes in, and she's like, "Y'all ain't
We
got to get
gotta
out. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you
go.
got to get out of here or whatever."
Yeah.
And the dude's like, "I'm gonna close you down right quick, buddy." Boom, he closed it down. We don't know if Philip's closed or not.
He closed his head in prayer. He said that little
He
prayer.
did.
Yeah.
So Philip may have some stuff in him. We don't know.
But we had to
We
get out
really
of there.
don't know. Well, we had to go. He didn't.
They
I
were
mean,
there
there
like,
wasn't-
y'all got to leave. They
has
said, "We gotta
anything weird
leave."
happened in the past week that would lead you to believe that you still have something with you?
I've been able to control electronic devices.
But you could do that before.
No, I mean I can do it with just the thought.
You touching
Oh,
power
okay.
up phones.
Oh, okay.
So, but
Well,
I
that is
did
weird.
excite that guy.
Yeah, you did. You
He
gave him
did.
some. So
He
his
probably
right.
did not sleep that night.
Yeah,
He
so
probably
Phil-
got the next day and
so-
went to that
so
railroad depot.
What Philip did is he gave him bogus answers to give him hope, and then so he gave him he was saying it's like this ain't nobody I've ever met before, so now this guy's on like a research project.
I bet he was
He's
thinking.
go up there and be like, "There's 17 names around this name right here. Now
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to next
I
person
gotta
comes in,
trace
is
down
your
every
name
one
John?
of them.
Is your
You gotta
name
check-
Henry?
he's got him a
Is your name
checklist now.
Tim?
Yeah,
I'm sure he wished that I would have went
No.
first over the other girl.
Yeah.
yeah, so he could have some more time with you.
Yeah, 'cause-
Has this guy reached out to you in the past week that he wants to get inside you again to further contact the spirit world?
He has not reached out to me.
I'm surprised.
You know,
I'm
I'm
surprised because he's
surprised.
got your contact information. We signed all his paperwork and stuff.
He probably don't, well, you don't know who I am.
Well, there's
He'd have
only
to
3
go-
guys.
Did he ever get your name?
There's only 3 guys.
Well, he did get my
Sure.
name, but he kept forgetting it.
Yeah,
'Cause remember, he had to ask
No,
again.
he forgot that lady's name. So he was like, I'm just drawing a blank.
Natalie.
I just don't remember
Look
your
at
name.
you.
Was it Nay or?
No, it was. She had like 10 aliases.
She had a- yeah, she had-
Natalie,
Nene
Nene.
was one of them.
Was it Nay or Nat?
I thought it was Nene. She may
no,
have said
she's-
both.
She did say Nene.
Yeah,
Nene.
because I was thinking Shanae when she said it.
But she literally had like
Oh, no.
5 different things that she said you could call
You
her.
can call her anything. Old,
Yeah.
Nat, old Nat's down for whatever.
Yeah, then
Just
then
don't
it,
call her crazy.
Yeah, well,
yeah, she definitely.
boy.
I don't
So
know.
I got okay. So if and when we post the videos of this, when Philip is holding the dowsing rod, it may have been when you were doing it, or one of them other chicks was holding the dowsing rods. She started making some. Nat started making some funny faces or whatever.
That was when the snap shut.
Okay, so
during that time and the opening up to hug,
Okay.
she's like,
So there are. I don't know if I got that on video. I may
Oh,
have moved.
man.
I will see.
Yeah.
There is an extended period of time in there where I'm focused solely on Nene's face, and you'll see that if we post the videos or whatever. That if when you see me focusing on some woman that you don't recognize, well, you may not recognize any of them, but when you see me focusing
Let's
on
hope
this
you
one,
don't.
when something else is going on and I'm focused on this one lady, that's Nene. And she was with our group the whole night. So,
she is.
Well,
she
she
hung in
made her-
there.
The faces she made when she was moving were just outrageous.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she would, and her eyes would get big, and she'd look.
And she talked like because you well, you were cutting up with the guy when you got up there to be the human pendulum, acting like now. Ain't none of this stuff gonna come home with
Yeah,
me
it's
now,
like,
is it, or whatever?
well,
yeah,
well.
yeah. And that's when he
He
said,
couldn't give you no straight
Ain't
answers.
Didn't he say at that point?
he
He's like,
said,
he
"Well,
said
then we'll
usually now.
invoke the name of Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, and we will
yeah.
get them out."
That's what he
And
said.
I'm sure Tessa was like,
Oh boy, yeah. At this point, we're
Well,
looking
didn't
for
she
the
say
dude.
something like we're gonna have to go home and read the Bible?
Yeah, yeah. Tess was like, yeah.
we're going to
Tess was
listen to
freaked
church
out.
hymns on the way home.
Yeah, we're gonna sing some songs on the way
Prayer,
home.
yeah. Praise and worship.
So yeah. So,
Sing
but
some
you'll
songs of
see,
Solomon.
you'll see Nene in that video, or whatever. We focus up on her during that point because I'd seen her make a few faces out of the side of my, or I may have caught it on a wide angle or whatever.
It
And
could
then
have
I'd
been. You
zoomed in
seen
on
that?
her.
That
Could have. Her face
That
may have
crazy
melted.
face,
That could have been
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
You judge for yourself. If you see her face melt, post in the comments.
Please let us know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it, but
But you'll definitely need.
And we
post
also
that
need to
video.
know
so.
purse on the refrigerator or,
Fart. Yeah, you tell us.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
If that was a purse on the refrigerator,
I don't know.
how because that it was not a stainless steel refrigerator
Yeah.
and it was just like a regular old plastic
I
refrigerator
think she ripped one.
or a fart.
You decide.
Yeah.
The epic rap
Who
battles.
won? Who lost?
Who farted? The purse or the lady?
But that was about it.
But it was all around fun.
after they slammed the door shut on Philip or whatever, we all loaded up in the car and
Yeah,
came
we
home.
had to get out of there.
Yeah, we
Man,
had to
everybody
get
left that
gone.
place like it was
Yeah.
being raided.
Yeah, yeah,
I've never seen people leave the place so fast.
yeah.
Yeah, we did get out of there.
We did. Everybody was like,
But that one lady did settle a debate for us in the very beginning
Okay.
in the backyard.
Yeah.
The septic tank or a tree.
Yeah, so there was a
True.
depression. There was a depression in the
true, that's
backyard, and they had some caution wet signs out there. And when I saw the caution wet, I was thinking, well, maybe it's been raining. So I was like, maybe my yard. If it rains a little bit, where the septic line, where the field lines run out, it'll be
mush.
soggy.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like, well, maybe they put the signs up to keep you from walking out there in the sewage or whatever. Well, Philip posited that it was probably a tree used to
Yeah.
be there, and she
and
confirmed
they
that there
can't
used to be.
confirm if there was
Well,
a
it was-
hanging or not.
Well,
but
guess what?
there
About
could have
90%
been.
of the trees in Alabama probably hung somebody at some point.
Sadly,
you
they
know,
probably
so.
did.
Not just Alabama. That's
Well,
probably
the whole
nationwide.
Southeast,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
In
everywhere.
the U.S. Any old tree.
Right.
I mean, everybody back then was doing some form of vigilante justice.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Back in the
So and so
good
hit his wife.
Yeah.
Oh
Get
hell
him.
no, that's my sister.
Get him. Yeah.
They gather up a
Yeah.
little posse and they go and
Yeah.
hang him. You know.
The justice system worked a lot faster back then.
It
didn't
did.
Yeah.
It
Now,
cost
not to
did
say-
not cost
Cost
a
a dime.
taxpayer
Not a
anything.
penny.
Say that a lot of innocent people didn't get hung because
Well-
I'm sure they did.
Sometimes you throw the baby out with the bathwater, but it's
Yeah.
got to be done. You know.
You know?
Oh boy. So that was our
Those sayings.
paranormal adventure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have a part 2 to come when
yeah,
we go do our own
I think we're gonna go do our own.
investigations
I think we
of
may go guideless.
things. If you want to
next
join
time.
in, let us know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can come join.
Oh,
You
no,
got to bring
we-
your own gear.
Well,
We are not
Download
gonna,
the apps.
We
We'll
will
tell you
not
the
advertise
apps.
where we will be. We're not taking a group to do this.
well, we don't need
We're all
a
going to wear
group.
masks.
It'll be tainted if we have a group.
That
We got-
just goes back to our whole thing when we had 60 people there. You know,
Oh,
the
I
ghosts
know.
didn't want to come out.
yeah. Do y'all drink beer? Y'all like that music?
They didn't have beer back
Turn
then.
that flashlight on.
Yeah, when that lady said that, and I'm like,
It's like, excuse me, lady, do you even know what?
Yeah, what day is it now? Do you know what today
Yeah,
is?
I'd be
You
like,
remember
what time period do you think these ghosts are from?
I looked it up, remember, and it was
Way-
BC,
it was
sometime in
Yeah.
BC
Yeah.
when beer
Well,
was
Yeah,
invented.
well, it
Yes.
probably wasn't invented. It was probably
Mead
discovered.
or
Probably the right,
fermented wine
whatever happened, and somebody drank it by accident. It was like, oh,
Yeah, they
you know,
thought,
get
"Ooh."
ripped.
I'm
You know?
sure.
Yeah, it was
What's
an
happening to
accident.
me?
Right.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
But what do you make beer from? It's like hops and
Yeah,
barley
barley
and
and-
Yeah.
wheat.
Who knows? I don't know.
I
Make
know
it from
that
different things.
the
Flowers and all kind of.
they make
I'm
that
sure.
mead, which is
Yeah.
it's not really
Sweet
a
or something.
beer. It's like a wine with honey.
You ever been to Jack Daniel's distillery?
Uh-uh.
Oh my gosh! If you go to the place where they do like the
Did
sour
we?
mash or
Never
whatever,
No, we just went to where they sell the moonshine, salsa, and all that kind of stuff. didn't
That's
we?
just in the Smokies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
oh, you talking about that
Over there.
distillery that's right there on the main strip?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you know
some
you can
good
tour the,
mangoes.
the Jack Daniel's
Chocolate.
distillery in Lynchburg.
Mhm.
The area where they take you into the big tanks where the sour mash is
Mhm.
smells like human vomit and hot, steamy, muggy human vomit. It is one of the most disgusting smells you'll ever smell in your life.
Yeah.
We went and toured that when I was a child or whatever. That part was pretty
The
disgusting.
weird thing with Jack Daniels, you know, it's in a dry county.
Dry county, yeah.
So strange.
When you get done, they give you. It's like everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna get taste test of whiskey." It's like,
Yeah.
nah, they got
Here's
really
some
good
Coca-Cola.
lemonade. They do lemonade. It's pretty good lemonade though. It was all right.
But you don't get to walk around. That's kind of sucks.
Yeah, no whiskey there.
But you couldn't have if you were a kid anyways.
No, I would have drank it anyhow, but it's still, it's just like you said, it's
Yeah,
odd
like,
that they're
lemonade.
it's
okay.
odd that they're a distillery
Yeah,
in
how
a
can
dry
they
county.
even do that in a dry county?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't make any sense.
I bet they
Well,
take.
I'll tell you
I
what's
bet
weird
they take them tax dollars though, don't
Oh,
you?
yeah.
is that
Mhm.
there's still dry counties.
Yeah.
Well,
Hartselle was the last big holdout. Okay, so in Alabama, it was the largest city that was still dry.
Mhm.
And they still
finally-
won't let you have any kind of bars
And what was
or
crazy
anything
is, you
like
know,
that
when we
there.
lived there, the mayor at the time would go on and rail about why they didn't need it, and he got a DUI.
Oh boy. Yeah. Hey, every politician's a hypocrite.
Oh, they are,
It was
100%.
so bad.
You know,
Yeah.
It'll
everybody,
bring out the worst.
everybody in
in, the
Hartselle was
town and
drinking. They were just
drunkards and-
driving to Decatur and getting it,
Yeah,
coming back.
yeah.
Like, you're
Yeah.
not stopping
It's
anything
like, okay,
by
let's
making
give
a
our
dry
tax
county.
dollars to
Yeah.
another county
It's like,
or another town.
I don't even see it's always a moral argument, but it really isn't a very strong moral argument.
No.
Yeah, but I feel like the morals are slipping so fast and so furiously that it's like, golly, if we don't hold on to some of those.
No, I'm
know what I'm
for
saying?
morals.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
But I mean, that's what I mean.
But it's
Those
like
are
the drinking. It's like the same people that's preaching against it are the ones out
but
getting
there's
drunk
nothing
on
that
Fridays and
says.
Saturdays.
Well,
and
there's
going home
also
cheating on
nothing
the wives, beating on them.
that says that if you drink from time to time that you're an immoral person for drinking.
No,
It don't make you immoral to have a drink.
no, it's
And there's nothing wrong with getting a little buzz on from time to time. Obviously, you don't want to be an alcoholic. It's not good for your health. You're more apt to maybe be a meaner person. I don't know.
or get to the point where you lose your inhibitions or whatever.
Yeah,
like if you're
that's
not in
that's the
control of your
more thing than
faculties.
anything. But
Yeah.
there's nothing that says that alcohol makes you immoral. So the whole moral argument makes no sense. And it has never been proven to raise crime in an area or anything like that.
No, it's places where things are illegal. is
Like I
where
said,
they're
the
gonna do
people
the
who are
illegal
drinking
things,
are
which
drinking.
in turn makes crime.
And the
Oh, well, for sure. If it's available anywhere, they're going to get it.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, look
Yeah.
at Prohibition
Well, that's what I
time.
mean, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
did you
Right.
stop anything there?
Yeah.
They're
No.
rum runners.
You created Al Capone. That's what you did. Because that's when he rose to power.
Yeah, we got a lot of good movies and stuff out of it.
Oh yeah, man, the gangster movies of
Yeah.
that time period, and
Bonnie
Prohibition, are some of the
Clyde,
best
all kinda-
stuff.
all kinda.
Mhm.
You got
Untouchables.
moonshine can be thanked for the Prohibition, so I mean, some
Yeah.
good things came out of it. Good old moonshine.
I know, right? What we at? Oh,
We're
2
almost
hours.
2 hours. Like,
Two hours.
are we gonna call it there, or what do you think? Keep this
I
episode
think the
completely
ghost one's a good
paranormal.
one, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
is. If we get into anything else, it's gonna be a big discussion.
You should. Which I guess we need to redo our introduction too.
How you
But we
figure?
could put Ghostface because we didn't re-record it when we came back on.
What did we not do?
Our names
Oh
at
gosh.
the beginning.
Well,
They know us by
Yeah.
now.
What you
I
do
guess
is
so.
just put in a picture of 3 ghosts and put the names on
Oh,
it. Just
Casper.
do
I
that.
should say
Yeah,
be
yeah.
I'm
Casper
Casper.
and
No, you get to be. You can be Fatso.
no,
I'm not fat.
no, I'm gonna make you. What's the little ghost, the little devil cartoon or whatever? What's his
Little devil?
something hot, something
Hot
Hot
stuff.
stuff.
hot stuff. I'm gonna make you hot stuff. You'll be the little devil hot stuff.
I guess I'll take that.
Hey, guess what? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
Oh.
any of that. Nah.
I
If
guess
anything,
I'll
I might
take
get a still image from the video, and then I'll put our names
You just
on
can't
it.
do it. That's all it is.
Yeah, I can do it.
I don't
I'm
think
a,
you can.
I'm a digital video
I
master.
don't think you could
Self-taught.
replace me
Oh, I could.
in the
I
opening
could.
of the video as
I
hot
could.
stuff.
And I've got so many. You've said so many things on video now that I can splice the words together and make you say anything I want you to
I
say.
haven't said enough stuff for you to do
You
that.
said every word in the English language that I would need you to say. Absolutely.
I don't
Just
know.
piece it together.
You're not that good.
Yeah, how hard is it?
I
It's
don't know,
snipping and
but I
cutting.
bet
It's
you
easy.
can't do a deep fake with me saying something that I didn't
I'm
say.
gonna make you say something now because
Yeah,
I've got
no, it's
enough.
good. You got-
It's
you
worth
got
the
to
time.
now.
It's worth the time
Yeah, you
now
got
to
to
say it.
now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just have to play back and figure out what I want you
Just
to
take
say.
all the
but
cuts out.
anything. Yeah, anything. I mean, you can say anything. It's like putting together one of those ransom letters with the letters from magazine.
Hey, that's the only way to do it, ransom.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't write it out,
Don't-
you idiot.
the people
what a
that
don't
moron.
type it.
Yeah.
They can trace your stuff. Unless you got an
Yeah.
old typewriter and then you're going to throw it away and like destroy
Or
it.
then they'll pull,
afterwards.
because then they'll pull the ribbon and see the string
Yeah,
of
exactly,
text on the
exactly.
like.
You
what
gotta
an
throw
idiot.
away.
Yeah, just
I don't
do it
think
the-
too many people who are writing ransom letters nowadays handwrite them anymore. Most
Yeah.
criminals, I'll say, you're smart enough, but I think they've seen enough CSI.
Yeah.
I
to
don't know
know.
if they have or not, because I watch them shows and I'm just like, what
Like,
an
yeah.
A
idiot.
bunch of dummies out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Watch
there's
them true crimes and you're just like, what an idiot.
well,
Yeah.
look, we talked
Uh-huh.
about this the other day. The idiot crimes are crimes of passion.
Yeah.
Most of 'em
Anybody
are.
that
Yeah.
forethinks like serial killers, they're pretty meticulous.
You can't
Or
hide
any
them
and,
free
motive.
lady.
they do some they're pretty smart at the
Yeah.
end of the day. I mean, that's why they kill hundreds of people before they get caught. But crimes of passion people are just retarded.
Yeah.
They'll murder
you go.
somebody and then
Put
they
that
come
down
up with
there.
these all kinds of.
Right
That's
at 2
all right, we
hours.
can cut the-
Yeah, I'll just cut that out of the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just cut this whole thing
Why
out.
did I say retarded?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all right. We can just keep talking because we ain't going
It's
to
okay.
hear this. All right.
Wrap her up.
Is
So
that
I guess
it?
we'll pause.
Yeah.
And then. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough for.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
worked
this
2 hours
one.
again for
Yeah.
people that hate 2 hour episodes, which is everybody.
That's all right.
I
'Cause
guess.
this
I
was
don't
very
know.
interesting.
Yeah, it's really.
So-
yeah.
I mean, I think it was.
So very
I think
pop
so,
culture.
too.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It might
Well,
not
I don't
be.
know how long it'll
Yeah,
be,
it's
but
about-
we'll yeah, really.
Stuff.
I'm not sure what this is on our
Yeah.
wheelhouse for. This
This
is
is just
something.
what happened in our lives.
This is just something goofy that
Yep.
Renee came up with, and we all signed up, and it's like just something to do.
Yep.
You know, there's not a lot going on.
Thanks
in,
to Facebook.
this, right,
Random
right.
stuff popping up on my suggestions.
And we'll wrap around this and touch on some, our own little experiments or whatever at some point. Where we don't know
Yeah.
how long that'll be. We'll be back to something a little more
Yeah.
a little more normal next week probably.
Well, the little sticks don't come into stock till the 19th.
Oh, so we
it'll be
got at
after
least
that
a
till we get it.
couple. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we
I
got at
think
least a week.
You
2
had already
weeks.
promised that this episode we were going to do our casting cartoon movies, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That'll be next episode, I suppose. We've each got some. Did you do yours, Philip?
I mean, I know what I'm doing, and I know a lot of the people I want to play.
Yeah.
I need to look up the character, so I can get it.
You got to
I-
come
He
up
don't
with
have
the
his.
cast, right? Yeah,
Okay,
so that's
yeah.
a no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
No,
you
I do.
just
I've
say
got
no.
the main people.
Well, that's not
Okay.
what we're doing, though. We're not doing just the main people.
So you're.
We're not doing just the
Luckily
main
with mine, I only got like.
Well, you're doing
4.
that's mainly all you're doing. The supporting cast is.
Yeah,
gonna-
on mine, I didn't go like every villain. Like,
have
I
you
got
done
the-
it?
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, I can spit them out right now.
What did you choose?
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
We're gonna save it for next time though.
Yeah. What did you do?
So you got the
I
cat.
did
Mine's,
Thundercats.
Johnny Bravo.
What'd you do?
I'm doing Brave Star.
Brave Star. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how
So-
long that'll last because, I'm going to say mine, and then y'all might suggest, like, well, instead of that person, maybe this person.
Oh, that's not going to be enough to do a whole.
Nah,
No.
we'll have to
But-
We'll
say
do that, and then we can put in the.
We can finish up
Well,
our
we got some
thoughts
stuff.
on
We
Winter
got
stuff.
Soldier.
Yeah.
I guess I need to finish it.
Well, I mean, we can just be like, hey, look, we gave y'all an episode cap by cap, and we just stopped.
Yeah, we're just going to wrap up.
This is
It's
what
like-
we thought.
Yeah, because a lot of people still hadn't watched
Yeah,
it.
well, the people that don't watch it are the people that just on Disney Plus and are just
We'll put a
not.
Or they don't
disclaimer-
have time.
Or we'll put a disclaimer on there, be like, hey, look, if you ain't seen the end of it,
Yeah.
cut
Just
off.
skip this minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do enough rambling on about other stuff.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
usually do.
Find out what's coming out.
Yeah.
We ain't talked about toys.
There's a
in
bunch
while.
of toys coming out. Cobra
Yeah.
Kai figures, Cobra Kai versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2-packs.
What?
Yeah,
Cobra Kai versus
absolutely.
Nick?
You weren't
I don't know. No,
there
I don't know.
yesterday when we was talking about that?
No.
No, I don't get
Or was
it.
it
I think it was
Day
just-
before yesterday.
Was that today?
No.
No, it was
a guy had brought stuff in.
Right. I
He
was
going
talking to
through
you on the
stuff.
side.
Yep.
That's what it was. Yeah.
You were digging
You
through
were
guy's
busy doing
stuff.
something else. Though I think it was that chick had them Funkos in or something. Maybe I don't know. Whatever it
so.
was. Yeah.
Interesting.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. They ain't showing me pictures or anything, but there's a ton of stuff out. I got a bunch of stuff in. I got a box from Japan this morning.
I
I got
wonder
a
why
bunch
they
of stuff.
haven't. If they're doing a Cobra Kai versus Teenage Mutant, why haven't they done the Power Ranger turtle figures yet?
No.
Who knows?
Well, so like they're doing it was an SDCC box set of the main bad guy. I don't know the characters' names. Who was the old man teacher of the bad guys? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Kreese.
Yeah.
Kreese. They're doing a 3-figure set with Kreese, Russo, and whatever the other main guy's name
And they're
is.
not gonna put Miyagi in it.
I guess not. Well, these are current figures though. These are what they look like in the show.
Oh.
Yeah, these ain't the
Yeah, there's
old
no
one.
Miyagi.
Yeah,
Okay.
Miyagi's
Right.
dead.
These are supposedly current figures.
I know
Like,
that.
I
Do
guess.
you know that?
I do know that. I thought we was talking about old school.
As far as I know, it's supposed
But you
to be
did
the
say
current
Cobra
version.
Kai. You didn't say
Well,
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
So
So
my bad.
that's
my bad.
that's coming.
What are you doing?
There's a bunch
Trying to
of
make a monocle.
yeah. He looks
Well,
like a little.
it's probably
monopoly.
time to
Okay,
wrap
I
it
guess.
up.
I think Philip may still be possessed with something. Something's up. Okay, that's probably enough.
He's special.
We will see you guys next week. Have a lovely week.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Sorry. My purse first time in the refrigerator. I'm sorry. I was thinking I wish that was right.
Flatulent ghost.